Good morning. Welcome to the 1879 actual play. I am Brad Decker. I'm the line developer for 1879. I play the character Nigel Fullmore, and we'll let everybody go ahead and get their introductions on while I do the postings. That's your guys' cue. Introduce
Okay.
yourselves.
Yeah, I
I'm
get
Andy,
that.
I'm the
Hello.
DM. Ha, done. You guys.
Hi, I'm Joel. I'm one of the players. I write for Earthdawn in 1879. And I'm playing Morgana, the Elven Aristocrat.
Hi, I'm Chris. I play Weymont, a elven mage, and yeah, I also do a bit of writing, 1879, and also I do maps.
I am Drew, and I play a troll soldier by the name of Mac.
I'm Lexi. I play a elven explorer named River.
And I'm Michelle, and I play an elven investigator called August.
She did
Go and
first.
introduce herself.
Yeah,
She did it
good.
first. Yeah, it's you.
No, Brad introduced himself already.
Okay,
Yep.
that's fine then. Yeah, he did.
Everybody
The
has
Good Dragon
introduced
Wiggle
themselves.
says it's OUT time. Oh, was he? All right. Then come here, Dragon. Dragon, come here. Maybe he's just playing. Dre. Dre. You're not listening. Dragon, come on. Good boy. That's it. Thank you. Come on. Come on. You gonna take the roundabout way? That's fine. Take the roundabout way because you're a noodle. Oh, dude, he has moments. All right. So I had the Great Dragon Wiggles, who's a jerk. Mwah. Who's doing our recount? Who's telling us where we're at?
Don't ask me. My brain is Swiss cheese.
Oh, it's Joel. It's always Joel.
Yep, it's Joel.
Always me. That's always me.
Always
Yes,
Joel.
I do it.
Why do
You're
I
good
even
at it,
ask?
Joel.
Why do I
Oh,
even
yeah.
ask? It's always
Because you
Joel.
have such a lovely voice.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, apparently. So, let us see. What were we doing last time?
Consult
been a while.
the historical document.
Documents. Oh, right. Bear with me. We were trying to get an answer from our dormice friends on matters of whether or not they could find a missing person for us who was possibly somewhere in the depths of fairy, to which they appeared to suggest they could, and is with a new mother, which is some sort of powerful fey noble in her castle. We have no clear idea whether he's enchanted guest, and we have no clear idea whether we actually want to dive into fairy that deep. In other news, River had a nice dinner with the cowboy who was amongst the band of criminals involved in the werewolf case we'd recently finished. That apparently went quite well, despite neither of them being exactly what you'd call social butterflies. And Morgana, who, let's be honest, is a social butterfly, was introduced to someone by her mother, which went way better than the mother, well, Morgana was expecting, and not so well as the mother was expecting, because the
Well, no,
gentleman
it went
question.
really well. It's just that she didn't realize that he would necessarily agree with Morgana, and that
It
is
went
not what she expected or wanted.
It went really well, but not in the way the mother was expecting. And Morgana went to a ball and filled her dance card. Also, meanwhile, somebody asked Mac to
Not in the way
move some boxes.
her mother wanted. Morgana ran around dancing with people who were not on the dance card that her mother filled out for her.
Yep. Yeah, that too. Mac got asked to move boxes by a strange person who got a little cold footy and more mysterious when he found out that Mac had a connection to the place. It turns out this is Henry from our jewelry thief case way back in the day, who some of us might have a small grudge against. And by
Oh
small,
my
I mean
gosh, yeah, Henry's back.
me-
I'd forgotten that Henry's back.
back. And we had
'Cause
tracked
that's
down and
another
found out that
option you guys could go. That's another option you guys could go in that direction.
yeah, he is wiping the mind of people he's dealing with so they forget they ever dealt with him, among other things. We are definitely on the lookout for that guy.
Joel, are you in a tunnel
Yes.
perhaps, or a deep cave?
I am not.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can hear him fine.
Ah,
He's in Scotland. Of course he's in a cave.
Hey
that's
Don't
now.
attack.
none of that.
Yeah, we hate the French, not the Scottish. Pay attention.
Yeah, we've just been up to Scotland.
True.
I don't even live near a bog. And I'll have you know the last 2 weeks here have been incredibly sunny.
Yeah, it was lovely yesterday up near Edinburgh.
We were already up in Scotland the last couple of days, so.
Hey Brad, I figured out the next 1879 T-shirt.
Guess what's back?
In big, large words, it's going to start with, "We know we all hate the French."
That's terrible. I'm sure there's
Except
some
for their
French people
liquor
who
and
are
their
really
perfume.
nice.
They can distill very well. It's a thing.
It is a thing.
Okay, so
Only person viewing this Twitch stream right now? I think I am.
River played a
All the French
character in
people
my
just
other
left.
1879 game, and I never said that they hated the French, and they all hated the French. I'm just saying it's something. If you like 1879, you obviously hate the French, other than their distilling abilities. The thing.
So you don't
We
have
should
many
get a
French
T-shirt.
players of 1879 then, I'm saying.
Hey,
So am I misunderstanding that we have 3 basic plot
Yeah,
to pursue, one of which is the missing engineer and his craft, which
yeah,
was
stuck someone in fairy.
Not the
stuck somewhere
craft. The
early.
craft was torn up and broken. They don't care about the craft.
All right, so we want to
Wasn't-
retrieve the engineer from the fairy queen, the new mother fairy queen Blaze.
Wasn't
Or
that one we were just asked to find where he'd gone
You
to
guys-
and then leave it to the Grail Knights?
And we had indeed
Yeah.
passed that to the Grail Knights.
Okay,
I
so
do think that
technically,
dealing with
you
all
guys
this
were
fails.
asked, since you had started to have this fake connection, had reported this connection with the mice, right? With the dormice. They
Mhm.
asked if you could ask them about it. You did.
Yes.
You got back. You did turn that over. You don't technically have to interact with that right now if you don't want to. There was a
Excellent.
suggestion that you guys might want to try. I don't know that that's one you're interested in, but yes,
Yeah.
that's story plot point number 1 that you could look into.
yeah, I have three on my list here. I just want to have the forest, then we can discuss the trees. One of them was following
Yep.
up on the missing guy. Secondly,
Yep.
was the deliver the box. And third, there was this Henry dude with his mental manipulations that you were very eager to have a round 2 beat him up with. Is that incorrect?
That is the guy with the boxes, but there's also the delivery pickup in the Grav.
Henry is there? I thought we found him on a bar.
No. That's nothing to do with Henry at all. That's to do with the auctioneer.
Yep.
Right. So there are 3. There's the
3, yeah.
missing engineer. There's the
Yeah.
deliver the box, and then there's follow up, find Henry, and introduce him to Mr. Fisticuffs.
Yes.
Oh no, River fully intends to introduce him to her dear friends Colt, Smith, and Wesson.
I'll put an et al. After the fisticuffs.
Yeah.
Reasonable.
See,
So talking after the party, where Morgana decided to have her little dance with her mother via proxies, what are people feeling about those three things?
well, to be honest with you, my opinion is thus. I think that we should be leaving all the fairy stuff alone, like getting as
Yes.
far away from that as possible, and leaving
with
that
you
to
on
the
that
Grail
one.
Knights. Okay?
Yeah.
I think that going into the Grove is also a bit of an ask. I understand that I took that one, and yeah, I mean, it's something that we could certainly do, but if there's something we can do in London first, then that'd probably be the best idea.
I have no issue staying in London and tracking down Henry. Is that where people's heads are?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
certainly the most attractive of the three options available to us at this moment in time from August's
Yeah.
perspective.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just talking this through. So
Mhm.
we've decided that we would like to follow up on the villain, the Moriarty guy, and what I was hearing is we have notified the Grail Knights about what we learned about the missing fella. So that's been sort of handshaked unless they ask us for more. And then do we need to let the auction gal know that we're going to not we have a something to take care of before we would go to the groove, just to maintain the relationship for later? Is that
yeah. Of course, like I'll contact him and
Yeah.
say, look, we've got another job. We're going to do that first, and then we'll go and head out to the Grove. Is that all right, or would you like us to? Would you like, to pass that job on to somebody else?
or would you like to pay expedited fees like the poor
Yeah.
Watson?
Would you like to pay us more so we'll go and do it first?
Yeah, because she has access to all kinds of stuff through the auction house that wouldn't be on the market, that could be of interest, shall we say, to the mages at least. So I think that's an important contact. So anyway, I think I understand where you guys' thought is. So let's do our tidy up with the auction lady, and then let's play have River track down the Henry fellow. And do you want to have the mice looking for Henry?
I
No,
think
because it's not their realm of expertise.
yes. Like I said, I think we should distance ourselves as much as possible from any fairy
The
shenanigans.
mice. Yes.
Yeah.
I am with Weymont on this one. Very much 100%.
And my apologies for like corralling that conversation. I just wanted to get clear in my own mind, and that's fine with me too. So let's
That was perfectly reasonable. That was good corralling.
Yes.
Why y'all gotta hate on the Fae?
yeah, all right. So Waymont, you are in charge of your relationship, shall we say, with the auction lady, and then let us begin the hunt.
Sure, business relationship. I'll just give her a call and say, hey, just before we set off to the Grove, we do have some things to do in London, by the way.
I think that there was a specific time that one had to happen because they have to meet you at the box.
That's
So
true.
Yeah.
What was the sort of timeline for that again? Because it has been a while and I don't remember.
I'm going to be honest, I don't quite remember either, but since they're meeting you with it, they're gonna have to have a time point because otherwise they can't just be sitting out there with the box for who knows when. I think
Okay.
it was something coming up relatively quickly, so I would say within the week
Okay.
because that
So
would
can
make
we?
sense.
So that makes sense then. Can we have the thing that we've got to do otherwise done within the week?
We have not a clue because Henry is elusive as
Yeah,
Yeah.
an elusive thing.
It sounded from his description like we can put some feelers out, try finding him for a week, and if we're not connected up yet, then we go with the box. Is that fair?
Yeah, just go and do the thing with the box. That makes sense to me. Makes sense to you? Makes sense to me.
And what is the protocol that you guys follow for letting your boss at the office know that you're taking on side jobs that might mess with their schedule?
I think we just leave notes. I don't think we have a set protocol. I think we just tell them.
I don't recall the details because it's been too long, but wasn't there some perceived threat against Miss Phoebe at the office? We had to like watch out for her, make sure she wasn't getting attacked, or there was some
That was the
reinforcement.
mice.
That was
That's-
involving mice things.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
And
and
again, we've discussed this.
well, and currently, as far as you guys can tell, the mice that are interacting with you guys are not necessarily a danger to Phoebe.
Yeah.
And they were
Now,
being
that doesn't mean that the other mice aren't necessarily, but at least the ones that you guys seem to be dealing with at this point do not seem to be at a danger to you or to Phoebe.
all right. Well, my recollection, because I'm a protective guy.
Yeah,
My
no, I know. I'm just
My recollection was shit went down. Pardon my French. Shit went down with the two groups of mice going crazy at each other. She was kind of caught in the crosshairs, and that wasn't a good situation. So
it wasn't so much she was caught in the crosshairs. It was at the very beginning when you guys weren't sure what was going on. And there was like the bloody message on the mirror and it wigged her out because suddenly there being bloody messages on mirrors would wig her out. Like,
all right. So I would like to, if Lady Morgana would be willing to give me a compact that we'll make arrangements with the mice to let us know on this compact if there's another attack or issue, and not to come after Miss Phoebe at the office,
Yep.
but to let us know here this is how they should do it.
That
That would
I think we can send them a message of that is, you know, a more suitable route of communication. Contact us through this mirror.
exactly. So then they'll be safer at the office, and we can go forward from there. Is that okay with everybody? I know you don't want to do face stuff, but
Listen, it's not that I don't want to do face stuff, it's just that I'm aware of the inherent dangers in doing face stuff.
yeah, well, I think that ship has sailed. We're on the story chapter 7 at this point. But
Oh no, that ship has not sailed. We can break off of this. There's still time. Throw the mirror in the bin, go, and you know, move on.
I think the real problem is
with you on
space
that
stuff
one.
doing us. Just
Well-
to my thoughts.
It can come and try, and I will die trying to kill it.
okay.
That may be the case of it. I've met some of the Fae we meet in this game.
All right. So, with all of that being said, I think August should take charge of the investigation and organize us to follow up and find Henry.
What?
Wait, August being an investigator? When did that
Wait,
happen?
August is an investigator?
Shut up,
I
guys.
have not heard of this.
Investigator. He's a fox investigator. Hidden ledgers and stuff, and he will investigate the heck out of them.
Check with the harbor masters to see if there's been changes to the schedule in the last 3 months, along the same lines as what happened with this latest one.
August going through checking to see if things have they're sort of scrubbed out dockings and things like that because they're
I
forgetting
had
about
in
them.
my notes that we were speaking with the harbor master and we were going to go investigate where the storage was next.
I would also like to receive or be explained to, or however you want to do this, an overview of his known biography, motive, resources, and goals.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's really important.
He's greedy. He's an asshole. I think he just enjoys doing it.
Where was he born? Is he a human? Who raised him and taught him magic?
We don't know any
We
of
don't
that.
know.
I mean, I can hazard some guesses. Where was he born? Fire pits of Tartarus. Was he- Where?
Excellent.
Who taught him magic? The devil.
Andy,
I am not an investigator. I will leave it to August.
Okay.
Andy, actual honest question, because Morgana and
Okay.
River are the two people who've spoken to Henry most, because we went to the shop and he played salesman at us.
Right.
Accent-wise, I presume he comes across as solidly middle class, but does it sound like it's his actual accent, an accent he's learned? Any idea of what part of the country?
Roll something. Find me a skill that you could use to decipher that.
Etiquette? I go out on a slight limb. On
I'll
the
give you
grounds of
etiquette.
knowing.
Etiquette would let you know whether he's truly middle class, maybe,
Yes.
but it might not
Yeah,
tell you
that's.
where. What do you got, August?
Honestly,
I know
probably
is-
speak language would
it
be
was
the
River.
best. It would just be a
River,
higher.
sorry.
It would probably just be a higher difficulty because you're trying to determine accents.
Yeah,
I'm good with that too.
I will make it. I will make both tests.
And River, you can as well.
The etiquette is a 20,
Okay.
and with that, I get 5 ticks, and we'll buy it up.
All right. And the speak language?
Give me a moment. That is not.
16.
Speak language 22 because it's a 2d8 test. I'm sorry, Andy.
What have I told you? Your D8s are all grounded. No one is allowed to use D8s anymore. I'll just change your. I'll give you a bonus, and that'll get you away from the D8s. No, you don't want that? Fine. River, are you gonna roll?
I got 16 for speak language.
On this, okay. So on your etiquette, you are very sure that middle class is not his actual.
Yeah.
Because you rolled so high, you actually think he might come from something more upper class, maybe upper, lower, lower, upper, but
He's
lower
talking down
upper
so he
class.
doesn't stand out. Yeah, he's talking
Out of
down so
place
he
for a
doesn't
salesman.
stand out of place in business. Yeah.
Both of you did really well on the speak. He's definitely British. That you're very sure of. He's not Irish, Scottish. He's not French, right? He's very British. As part of what part? You're pretty sure he's from London, but that there's lots of different accents in London.
Yeah, London is.
Adding to that the upper class, that limits down which parts of it. And I don't remember the exact names of each section. Maybe Joel and our lovely in August can help me with that part. But there is something, since you rolled so high, on the etiquette. There's something about it that isn't. It's definitely upper, maybe lower upper, but there's something about it that just kind of is tapping that you want to put some thought into. Like there's
Hang on.
something there that, like in some phrase he used or something that just, you just feel like you need to think on, that there's something with that that might give you some sort of hint, but you're not sure. I will say, why don't you give me a straight up, actually, you have knowledge and ability, right?
Yes, yeah.
Roll that.
Give me a sec.
Lower upper.
Unless it has D8s, and then I'm going to give you a raise.
It does not have D8s. It is purely a 2d8. It has 2d10s.
Good enough. No D8s. Yay.
That one is an 11.
11.
Yep.
Which is not a bad roll. He's working as a shop, and not even as like a shopkeeper. He's working as a salesman.
Yeah.
You're wondering if he either maybe came from a family that lives and works in an upper
Yep.
house, or if he's and I'm going to try to phrase this differently so that Brad doesn't yell at me. If he is an illegitimate child from somebody,
Wrong side of the stairs, I think is the correct phrase.
yeah, you're wondering if it's something like that, because I mean the accent and everything is there, but there's something not quite. So like someone who was raised around it but isn't technically part of it, maybe, or someone who was on the wrong side. Yeah.
Or a black sheep.
Or a black sheep is a possibility. But there's something about that because he's pretending to be of a lower rank,
Yep.
basically, and but there's something in the
Yeah.
verbiage there too.
If he's wrong side of the sheets,
Yeah.
it would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, something like that. Or like I said, it could also be that because there are a lot of families that have their entire family has been the butler of said noble, and they take a lot of pride in that. But then they pick up that accent and stuff, and they pick up the language.
Yeah, I suspect the accents sort of cross over, and you'll get differently if you're from service. Your language it'll be differences in the words you use rather than how you say them.
Right. So you're not sure if it's something like that, or if River also has a very good possibility. If he's the black sheep, perhaps they've disowned him, and if he was disowned at 15, 16, which is possible, that could also be, a thing. But there's some connection there with where he was raised and things like that. Yeah.
Mac had a question for the party. Does he do mind control or just memory manipulation?
Mind control. Both, it seems.
All right, Mac will teach everyone in the party a hand signal to use when we have suspected mind control and or memory manipulation.
Just in general?
It's not a bad signal.
It's not
to be
a bad
clear,
signal.
Mac, is this a signal when we suspect someone we are facing is mind controlled, or something we can do if we think we are being mind controlled?
You can nod at
Because
the
if
person whether that's a party member or someone else.
Yeah. So
Just know that if you are mind controlled, it could give possibly that signal to Henry.
Yes, yeah.
The mind control is old trick. He has picked up mind wiping,
which is new to
yeah, or at least
or at
least
least
that
he
we've
didn't do
encountered
it before.
I mean, that's a possibility too. Maybe he wasn't as good at it before. Maybe it's something he's picked up. It's not something you knew he could do, at least. Right. So, well, let's see. What else did you explain the whole what he was up to and all of that?
I believe we had explained the previous job that he'd done and been involved in,
and that it was
I could use
pretty nasty because
so we were hired to investigate a series of robberies happening to shipments for a particular high-end jeweler in London. They kept having people doing it, and it was fairly clear that there was some sort of inside information. We investigated. We found a bunch of other bits. Some dubiousness on one of the more senior staff members, and had our suspicions where the inside job was coming from, and then basically put ourselves in a position where we could basically try and stop a raid of a shipment, and in doing that discovered that it was Henry and two ladies who also worked in the sales department, one of whom was a security guard, one of whom was another salesperson. In the end, the security guard lady died in the resulting affray. Henry got arrested. The other lady accomplice got arrested. The other person from the company we'd found dubious dealings on was also involved in all of that fight, though mostly on our side as such, but in the aftermath of that, committed suicide because he was not happy with his own. He was guilty for his own actions, which were sort of unrelated, but muddied the water quite a bit for our initial investigations.
He had been very angry at being passed over
Yeah,
after he felt like he had given everything to the company and to this, and had started embezzling out of anger, and then felt bad. And then when all this happened, he felt even worse because Henry wasn't just stealing stuff, because he could have just said, mind control, put the boxes here, walk away. But he was
yes,
then killing these people. So
yeah,
so on top of the guilt he felt over the embezzlement, he had a lot of guilt over that these people had also died under his watch. And yeah.
yeah. It was complicated, and it'll be clear in going through this that a lot of Morgana has a
And
lot of
he was
emotion attached to that
ex-military,
case.
so people
Yeah,
under your command, responsibility, that sort of thing.
yeah.
Is it prudent to find out if the family that owned the business has had trouble since? If it's some sort of bastard vendetta mess?
So
we could
that
certainly make
that
inquiries
guy,
because I seem to recall we ended up on fairly good terms with them. So
yeah, you guys they liked you. Just remember that guy and his embezzlement and all that
yeah,
isn't family.
yeah,
And Henry did not seem, at least as far as you guys knew at the time, it wasn't targeted. It was just convenient. He
yeah.
got in, he
Right.
but
So
Henry was arrested, and so was the other girl. The other girl is still
I thought
in prison.
she had been
Oh, she had
hanged
been
for that.
found guilty. I think was she hung?
She had been hung, or whichever the
Yeah.
proper term is. I did, yeah.
Yeah, she had been,
Hanged.
because
She'd been
Hanged,
and
yeah.
Henry,
Yeah.
So the only
Objects are hung in past days. People are hanged.
So the only pattern we have is he's accumulating resources between that encounter with him and the one with the boats and the shipments where he tried to hire me
Yeah.
as a steward,
He uses people. He controls them.
and then discards them to take the consequences.
Exactly.
And I'm not going to make any comments about Trump.
No, yeah.
no. But yeah, he the one, and they're not sure if it wasn't both women, but at least the one who survived the thing and went to prison thought he loved her.
Yeah.
And there's the possibility that both women actually were being played in the fact that they thought he cared. But notice that Henry got out and was out for a bit and never tried to save her.
Oh,
Okay, well,
that's
what
the other
about
thing you can do.
Morgana? What about going in among your noble contacts and asking if there's any CADs trying to play in London right now, and what the updates are for them, including
I'm pretty sure that would be like trying to
Yes.
find a needle in a haystack to see which one of them he is.
Well, I was thinking down a notch, like not necessarily amongst the nobles, but one layer down in the kind of senior staff servants. That seems to be his target hunting ground.
Like I said, I mean,
More,
the two who worked at the thing that he, for the most part, was because one of them had information and the other one was useful in some, basically because he used them to get the information to find out about the shipments.
Morgana will probably actually laugh about that suggestion and suggest, what makes Mac think that she isn't always on the lookout for interesting cads trying to have their way in the nobility and upper classes of London.
I'm just finding
You
strings
naughty
to
woman.
pull. And then what about what about
I mean,
the
she just
harbor?
needs to ask her brother.
Exactly, among other things, yeah.
And then what about, since we know he was using shipping, is there any investigation we can do on shipping records to look for clues, details, or patterns?
We'd need to we probably could, and it would be probably something August would be really happy to do. I think I'm right in saying that. The problem is convincing the various shipping places to give us the records in the first place. The one we've just discovered, we probably could do to see if there's any other sort of strange irregularities.
Because
So
they
the-
to be auditors.
The biggest
Yeah.
problem, not that that's not that's a bad idea, because it's a good idea, is it's not as easy as going to a agency and saying, can I see stuff?
Yeah,
Different dots have different people in charge and different records. They don't always share information across.
and equally, we'd start doing that. We accidentally discover 16 other forms of smuggling and Jew business going on
Because
so the hard masters
that's
aren't going
all
to do that
happening.
without a good reason. The hard master we've had a dealing with, talking to him and letting August look over his books for anything irregular, strangely cancelled shipments, that sort of thing. He'll probably let us do, because I seem to recall he was quite upset by the whole incident as us, and we'd ended up friendly with him. So
Yes.
And I want to be clear, that was Lexi's idea.
Right.
It works too.
No, it's and again, it's not that it's a bad idea. It's actually a good idea. It's just not going to be as straightforward and easy as I went to one agency and got. Yeah. But it's not a bad idea.
Like I said, go to the harbor masters and
Oh, yeah. Henry can also blind people for a short period of time. That was August was unhappy. I recall that.
That's an understatement.
Well, that's got to be scary as heck.
Yeah, it was an understatement to say he was unhappy.
Yeah.
He was, yeah. He wasn't right for weeks.
Understandably very put out by it.
I would be.
Yeah.
But yes, so all the funds. Yeah, Henry's their favorite human.
Oh yeah, definitely.
If,
So looking forward to seeing him again.
Well, that's true.
August, if you could do an artist sketch, or if someone in the party can do an artist sketch of the gentleman in question, I can circulate it among my military contacts as well. I think it's about kind of like casting some wide nets and seeing what hook. But I would be happy to do so.
If you give me 1 second, I will roll a forgery roll for you, Andy, to do a decent sketch.
Okay.
Because that's the artistic skill I have.
Yeah, forgery's more for documents. I don't know that would apply for.
It's the artistic skill I've got.
It'll just be a lot harder. Is there anybody else who has something in the party that might be better? Or you could hire someone.
Like artist.
Right. Describe for me what this guy actually looks like.
He looked like a man. Most of you are too young for that sketch.
Insert in character description of the suspect. Because I don't think any of us actually know.
I seem to recall tallish, good-looking, in a classically handsome sort of way, neat hair.
Does he have a beard?
He did
No,
not.
he's clean shaven.
Clean shaven.
Clean shaven, strong jawline, no beard. Looks like a general pain in the rear.
Yeah.
Smug grin.
Smug grin. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, he mostly carries it off as charming, but most of the time.
Leonardo DiCaprio from Titanic.
I just did an artist sketch in Andy's style. So there you go.
And
Yeah,
he's human, this
that
guy.
looks right.
And we're sure this guy is human, right?
Yes,
Well, he looks human,
that's
Looks
how he
human.
looks.
Looks
I
human,
believe.
but he might just be a demon.
Well, we know
I
he
mean,
is.
technically that's feasible.
Looks human, might just be actually
Not be.
terrible. Yeah.
There you go. Does anybody have an artist skill that they can use to draw? Let's just start with that.
The closest I have is forgery.
That's closer than anything I've got.
I know Pictish arts, but I don't know what the guy looks like. So.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait, I do, because I met with him, didn't I?
You did, yeah.
do.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
So you guys could hire an artist. That's a thing.
We
Yeah,
could hire an artist.
I have eidetic memory, so I could remember what he looks like, but I don't have anything to draw it.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
I've got that too.
How old is this guy anyway?
Mid-20s, I think.
Yeah.
I want to.
Mid-20s.
There, I did a Pictish version of my art.
Joel, can you sort out your sound?
Yeah.
Because I think it's you that's crackling.
Okay. Because bear with me a moment. I'll just disconnect for a moment, see if it helps, but I muted and there was still some crackling on the lines, so bear with me.
Oh, right, okay. Well, it's probably not you then.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I mean, I don't think it's me. Not the sort to
I've
crackle.
got my mute button pressed.
I will. While you guys are figuring out how you're going to get a picture to circulate, I'm going to create a picture to put in the chat. Because I have a
Oh.
machine that will do that stuff. Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh, fancy. I can't art. And yes, that stick figure is not technically explicit. I would have given him at least his other leg. Tiny or not tiny as it may be. See, Brad, I even said that in a way that shouldn't technically get us in trouble. Should be so proud.
I've just spent so much time with Andy, I just assumed the stick figure was just wearing a hat. Because other clothes would be drawn on, surely.
No.
You just have to hold the hat somewhere else.
That could work.
The hat becomes your sensor bar.
Now, what do we say for the hairstyle here? Side parting?
Middle part.
Middle parting?
Yeah, I think it had been described as just a good, he'd been described as a good-looking but respectable-looking salesman. So I presume a side parting in this day and age.
That would make sense to me.
If anyone's getting us a picture, we'll know. We'll know soon.
All of these are perfectly good options. I might just let you guys pick which one. Because he's an important, evil person.
Blonde hair?
Dark hair, I thought.
Dark hair, I
hair.
think. Yeah.
Dark hair, green eyes, I thought. Roguishly handsome.
Yeah. Up until he turning out to be a villain, Morgana was seriously
Taken with him.
Yeah, if he wasn't a
open for
bad
more
guy.
feelings. Yeah. Yeah.
On.
Does sound like a very Leonardo DiCaprio sort of guy.
I put one that just came up on Google. Is that okay?
That might have been him when he was a schoolboy. That
Gosh,
I will say Andy's is much closer to something.
yeah,
I've got four you can choose from.
I haven't drawn anything in such a long time, I tell you what. I tell you what.
I know which two are my favorite, but here, now there's all four up in here. I think I like the second one and the fourth.
Got a rugged jawline.
But they're all really good, so...
No, top one or the bottom one.
So 1 or 4. All right, everybody else?
4.
4.
Just getting into Morgana's headspace there.
We all get to vote for what we want the bad guy to look like.
Yes. Group story.
4 looks very, very much what I.
River?
4.
I can't see what you're talking about. What am I looking at
Brad?
here? Am I looking on the Twitch?
Honestly,
It's
I
in
would
the
have
chat.
said 3.
On the in the chat on the Discord.
In the chat on the Discord.
You know, I wasn't actually that far off.
No. Especially if that was him and, younger. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm the odd man out, and I would say 3, but,
See, I like 3 too, but...
I like 3, but it's not our villain.
All right.
Makes sense.
Who else hasn't voted yet? River, did you vote?
Yes.
Yeah, you voted 4. So I think it's 4. That's what I'm hearing the majority of.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I will rename that file. We'll just call him Bad Man.
Bad Man Henry.
Bad Man Henry.
As opposed to Good Man Henry, who's a policeman.
Yeah, but that's a different game under a different ref.
Yeah. That's very true.
It said the.
Here, let's see if I can. There we go. I can put it in the Twitch chat. So for anybody watching, you can see the image we've chosen for our villain.
Is there anybody watching?
There is one. There's one typing in the chat now.
I mean, was it me? Was I?
well, unless you're Max Ryder.
Probably not.
That's exactly what you'd say now. Hello, person listening to us.
I think most of everybody who listens to us does it on YouTube later.
I mean, see, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But this will also get caught in the recording so they can see it. Anyway.
Yeah, right, okay, that looks like something. God, I haven't drawn anything in such a long time, but like I I did not get like when I was started this midway through when you were talking there, which is why I was asking all the questions before anything came up on from the AI generator. I don't think I landed that far off it.
No, I think it was a good pick.
Like I don't think like obviously my art is not great anymore. Right, where are we? Search. Do I have to search in Discord? How do I do this? What's this called again? Andy's game. There it is. Okay, there.
Oh, yeah.
That's not. Yeah. Cool.
You are super talented.
That
And now
was
I will.
Sketches.
And now I will destroy this forever.
Why?
given the actual pace you did that in. That's incredibly good, actually. What nice.
Yeah.
Good work.
Yeah.
I can't.
I don't
can't
mean
do
that patronizing. Yeah, I know it sounds a little that way because I'm English, but I don't mean that patronizingly or sarcastically. That's really for the space that was done at. That's incredible.
Yeah, I
You're
can't.
very
I can't do
talented.
that.
Yeah.
I draw stick figures. We obviously know I can't.
Collage stick figures.
Like I said, if I had more time, it would be a bit easier. But that's like,
And I'm the artistic step down from Andy.
Less than
Your
the
stick figures aren't
explicit stick
explicit?
figures.
That's only because I blush
You have
while doing
stick
them.
figures, and then you have explicit stick figures, and then you have, I think, talent. So then yours are just, I can teach you to draw the circles and the extra line to make yours explicit.
But I'm willing to do an art off with you next year, just so you can win one.
You know what? We should. Next year, that's it. Because I got my ass kicked by James too many times.
an art off. Can I play?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be
Well,
great.
you can be up late at night at a weekend in February.
But then we go back to the I never win. So we could do it earlier, like make it like early afternoon so it would be evening. Because we just put it on the schedule before somebody else takes the spot you want. But if we did like 11 a.m., noon, whatever, that would be like 6, 7 o'clock, 5, 6 o'clock your time, depending on daylight savings.
But yeah. Anyways, like I said, I don't think I landed that far off.
No,
Just from description.
I don't know.
But
Yeah, he's handsome and he does use that.
Yep.
And he can come off very charming.
you can come off very charming, like the devil.
Yeah, it's just he might be evil, you know.
Do you not like him by any chance?
Well, he is our villain.
He's one of
I'm
those
getting those vibes.
characters. Because most people are not truly evil or truly good. There's gray, right? I mean, like one girl, how much of it was she was taken advantage of? How much of it was she was a willing participant? The one guy did a couple of things that weren't good, but he wasn't necessarily evil either, right? The right. So far, Henry doesn't really have any redeeming qualities, though.
That's true. He did blind me, and I don't like him for that.
Again, like most everyone else, you can be like, well, he was in the military. He felt very bad about losing those people. He was trying to help you guys out. All of those things, right? Like there's usually something redeeming about some of these people.
Most people, yeah.
The problem with Henry, as far as we know, Henry has not had a redeeming quality yet.
Henry, the gentleman in Scotland, who Morgana did suspect was so villainous it might be Henry in disguise.
Sometimes it's good to have a villain like that, though. Somebody who just wakes up in the morning and goes, I love being evil.
Henry does have a redeeming quality.
What was it?
He will absolutely make a very, very beautiful flower bed.
Punchable
So-
face could be considered a redeemable quality.
So, but he isn't one yet. So what you're saying is he could gain a redeemable quality by making a good flower bed.
Hmm.
Or a nice
That would be
shrubbery,
like character
maybe.
growth. It'd be
With a
like
little
character
picket
growth,
fence.
It'd be some sort of growth. Nice pun. Good work.
right? Ah,
Just had to acknowledge you there. That was good work. I like it.
thank you. I was working it. But yes, if nothing else, Mac should get the idea that there's no question among the rest of his group that none of them like Henry. And usually Mac should be used to the fact that most of the time they'll be like, well, but this one thing, and they try to be very
I pretend that I don't think the other party other party members dither.
Well, I think he has a redeeming quality. I do.
okay, what is it?
I mean, you hate him so much that it becomes harder to hate everyone around him.
I guess that's true. He could become the new benchmark, but are they a Henry? You know?
Yeah.
But
What?
usually the party seems to, somebody will be like, there's a good possibility, or there's a quality, or they're not totally. In this case, all of them seem to really, really dislike Henry.
Like, it's not surprising that River doesn't like him. He is he was a very good lesson. You know that River is right.
Some people you just need to shoot. Yeah.
Once in a while, yeah.
So
Let
Mac may
River
have-
solve the
Hey, Matt,
issue.
on.
listen, even a
Wait,
stopped clock is right twice a day.
Wait, River needs to explain to Mac that on why he's the lesson that River is always right, because that is awesome and everybody should know that.
I do
Quite
not
simply.
disagree with the lady.
Quite simply, we wouldn't be dealing with this issue if we had already dealt with the issue.
In true River fashion, River wanted to just shoot him. And they're like, no, that's not our first go-to. And now she's like, but isn't it? Isn't it?
Well, trust me, if we find him
Just
again,
shot
he's
him
going to
in the
come down
head.
with a terrible case of explosions.
Of the
Hey.
deads.
Well, in absence of other actions by the party, would anyone like to join Mac going back to the docks where the crates were shipped from to see if there are any traces or clues? And then we can use that information with the harbor master to try to trace where the ship was going to, or at least the name of the ship or who was working on it.
So the
You know
ship
what?
changes its name every time it visits.
Yeah.
Sure, Mac.
Okay.
I'll come with you. I'll be your thinking brain elf.
I like it.
We already know that the name of the ship changes almost every time it docks. Sometimes 3 times when it docks.
Okay,
So-
well, that's fine. But the people that he would hire from, like where he'd go and get temporary workers and so forth, they have eyes and ears and tongues, and we can maybe slip a coin or two and get some clues.
Everyone that he hires goes with him. And they might
But-
disappear at sea, but
Well, there's others who would have seen there. If there's a bunch of folks there, we
So
hired some
there
of them,
is
not all.
the possibility that they would notice that every time that boat, because they start to recognize which boats are which, has a different name. So it is possible if you were to, hey, have you seen this boat that changes names? Like every time it's here, it's got a different name. And if you get the drawing, take the drawing up and be like, did you see this guy around that boat? That he's not
we-
wrong.
Can we get a?
It
Can we
would
get an
probably
artist?
be harder in the records. But yeah, you guys should be able to hire an artist to draw.
I say, does the agency have an artist for such purposes as, creating likenesses?
I would
They
like
might know
Wayland.
somebody. And
Oh, yeah,
if they
they prob-
don't know somebody, they'll know somebody to ask. But yeah, they can totally get you an
Yeah.
artist.
I would like
And
to see
because Henry's so awful and does connect to a case,
E-
they'll pay for it.
Either way,
Oh,
though,
excellent.
According to my notes, I still had us on the 10th, and we were going to check out the storage next.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can check out the storage.
Now, if I remember correctly, that's the storage that they were taking things to or taking things out of.
Out of.
Well, we weren't
Out of.
sure. Out of. Okay. Got it. Yeah. So you guys want to do that? Well, you guys or hire the artist, explain to the artist what he looks like, get that underway, and then go do
Well-
that.
Well, no, because according to my notes, we had just finished speaking to the harbor master, so we're already at the harbor.
Oh, yeah, you're already at the harbor. You should probably do that first.
Mm-hmm.
So, because he had changed his time after he realized that Mac was not going to be a coworker, and had changed his time so that he was gone before you guys got there, which is why you talked to the harbor master, correct?
Yep.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
the last thing I had was that I tried to do a repair spell on his memory to see if I could fix it. Didn't work, but might be able to do that sometime in the future. That would take more magic
Yeah.
development, though.
Yeah, you were going to work on your magic theory and work on the idea, and you did think it was a possibility. And you are the line developer. I personally think that it could be a possibility if it's magically messed with, that you could magically fix it.
Oh, certainly you could make the spell work that way. It would just be something you'd have to develop.
Right. So there. You're not even saying that I came up with a new crazy thought. See? Yay. So, how do you guys want to approach this building that you're going to go inspect?
Mac is on guard.
We should split up and search for clues. Shaggy and Scooby, you go to the kitchen.
Okay.
Not unless we're getting a Scooby. So, as far as I remember, the building was pretty nondescript. It was a warehouse-looking building. Do you guys know if he has was in charge of like the entire building or just part of it? Because a lot of times, if you're a smaller business, you would share a warehouse. You might not know that yet. Okay.
Yes.
So,
as far as I'm aware, I mean, the harbor master should be in control of everything here, but whether they were using the entire building or a specific section, not sure.
Warehouse. I have a map.
Well, you're so friendly with it and you're not far. You could go back and, hey, real quick. Do they have a section or the whole building, right? Or you could just go through the building and, see what documents and stuff are there. And up to you. What do you guys want to do?
Yeah, just go through the entire
just-
building.
Yeah, I mean,
I think
Who's going to
August,
argue with Mac and River?
I think August has the right of it first doing the building security check. In the chat, I'm actually going to do... Let me do a civil engineering on the building as well, just to kind of overall look at the building itself before we go into it and see if there's anything of particular interest here.
Did Henry's motives, he like would kill people, but did he use like bombs and traps and stuff?
Sniper. He had the security gal that was with him shoot him. Like fish in a barrel.
Yeah.
warehouse map.
Their house? Their house.
Ah,
Your house.
whose house?
So does that mean it turns into a house on the full moon?
River,
I think
would you be
so.
willing? Would you be
Yeah.
willing to ask the rats about the place?
Yeah.
Okay.
Andy's muted. I got a feeling she might be dealing with dogs.
That's understandable.
Because usually that's what she mutes for.
Sorry, my friend who's helping with getting the 11 acres under control came in and he was wearing a hat, and that changes your head shape. So, and then he had some questions about what I want cleared, and sorry. So, what was the question for me?
So we were starting investigations of stuff. August had
Okay.
16 out of building security. We got stuff in the chat.
Nice.
There's a couple of awareness rolls. I did a 13 on a civil engineering, and I think those are the rolls we've got down so
Got it.
far.
So let's see. So security wise, it's actually a very well. Apparently, we have that's a really good map picture of it too. So apparently, according to our map picture, which darn you're fast. Okay. There seems to be
No,
three
I just
real
happened to have that one
entrances.
lying around.
One on the dock side, and then people entrances. There's one on the dock side. There's two on the back. I'm going to assume that there's a dock door near on the dock side with the warehouse. Security wise, it seems like there's locks, and they're pretty heavy locks. There seems to be a couple of people who are wandering around the area. A couple of them are actually police officers, and a few of them seem to be security. And you think there's at least one security guy inside the building. On awareness, the guy inside the building, you kind of like peek through the window, you kind of do some listening. On that 19, you're thinking he's taking a nap in the one room.
Excellent.
13 on civil engineering. It's a single floor building. You're positive there's no basement with how close it is to water and stuff like that. There's just no way there would be. You're pretty sure there's a big open area, which warehouse, and probably a couple of smaller areas and an office. Local animals. What do you want to ask the local animals, River?
If they saw where people were very recently moving lots of items out of this warehouse.
So in general, they're like, that happens all the time. Bucks come in, bucks come out. They like the guy who's in the building a lot. He doesn't bother them, and he drops food a lot. So they like him. Which you're thinking with the other stuff is probably the security guard who's napping right now. Warehouse, the brickening. Oh my gosh. Ask if there are any tasty bodies in the water.
Why?
Wow.
Well, it's-
You ask that? Hold on. I mean, that's a
When-
valid question thing. Do you ask if there are tasty bodies in the water?
Yeah.
Why?
They want clarification on, like, do you mean like that they want eat fish, or do they mean like bodies like you type of bodies?
Us type of bodies.
Well, I mean, yeah. There always is. Sometimes more interesting than others.
Any fall in recently?
So basically, you hear about there was one today, and that one was really new, but it floated off. That's what happens. They float off. And then there was one that was a leg. It was just a leg. That's less common.
Did you see who put the leg in?
No, it floated down here.
We did see the stories in the news a little while ago about the dismembered bodies.
Right. So that could be part of the dismembered bodies thing. The body that went in today near here could be earlier, could be. It's however, it is the Thames. The Thames is very dirty, and they are absolutely correct in the fact that it's not exactly new that bodies are found in the Thames. Sometimes they're just not
Thames.
found.
Thames.
Sorry, Thames.
H is
I
silent.
look at the word. Oh my gosh, Thames. It's look. And
It's okay.
I
English is
think
hard.
our UK people will back me on this. It's not new that bodies are found.
In that
It's not
river.
even
No.
old.
It's not old either. But
It's a
but
thing
it is of maybe interest to you guys that a body was put in the water and or
from the
put in the water
warehouse.
near the warehouse because it was new.
Yeah.
It wasn't an old body. It was new. But yes, swimming in that is but you are a troll, so you have a good constitution and poison resistance, so
Oh, that would help.
yeah. I mean, I will not tell you don't do it. Oh my gosh, yes, Brad. Very good. And if a leg was put in the Thames, that means there's a plot afoot.
Oh.
Ugh.
Extra 100 points for Brad. Yes.
I believe that
We're already ahead on the case.
the River Ankh from Discworld fame was based on the Thames.
Yeah. Though Ankh-Morpork is at least partially based on Lancaster and Morecambe, where me and Michelle live. So,
Interesting. But yeah, as for
and
the
also,
Thames, I was just trying to illustrate how
yeah,
terrible the condition of the water is. In the Thames.
yeah, the descriptions of the Thames of the river in Ankh-Morpork is definitely the River Ankh is definitely based on the Thames in sort of Dickensian period. Slightly overstated, but only slightly.
It's like that episode of Seinfeld when Kramer was swimming in the East River and everyone just assumed he was a dead body.
Pretty much. There used to be a quarry near Springfield, and sometimes kids would go in there, but the water was always weird and because of the quarry. They drained it, and guess what they found? Remains.
I
So
think people.
yeah. That's a thing. So, but yeah, if you want to do that, Drew, you can absolutely go and do that.
Is there any buffing magic or telekinesis or anything else that would minimize his time if he wanted? The party wants it done. He's willing to do it. He's a trooper. But
Do we know where the body is currently? Because it's
I
already
was
gone
going to say,
downstream.
I don't
This
know
is
that
kind of
we.
case in point. But
I don't know that we'd need
no,
to find the body at this point.
if it's floating over there, maybe. If it's
It
off,
floated away. That's all I know.
if it's off heading towards Eastbourne, not so much.
well, I just am under the premise that we're checking out the place where we know the villain was, and someone dumped a body in the water within the last 24 hours. Therefore, it's worth checking out.
Yes, but it's probably gone by now.
Yeah, I mean, if it was dumped there an hour ago, okay, there might be something worth looking at. If it was dumped there this morning, it's going to be a ways downriver.
Not necessarily. Most people, well, allegedly, most people would put some sort of anchor on it, theoretically, if I knew such things. But I don't know such things, so that never happened.
No comment. Yeah, but yeah, that's fair enough. But equally, that would then be rooting around in the mud at the bottom of the Thames.
Is there a seagull or something that can tell you where the body is, or one of the animals you're talking to? If so, great. If not, we'll pass on it and move along.
Yeah.
Kalaka laka. Sorry, that's from another game. We have a friend
Yeah.
and his food mysteriously disappears, and it's every time it's a seagull went kalaka laka.
Yeah.
Seagulls are jerks. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So, River, do you want to try to find a seagull or fish? By the way, fish are animals. I was
Fish
watching
are friends, not food.
Yeah.
meme thing,
I think
and
I've heard this before.
this guy was arguing about that fish weren't really animals. They're like bugs. They're not really animals. And the guy's like, no, they're animals. He's like, no, like real animals are at zoos. And the guy's like, aquariums. But the guy didn't actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fish are animals, so you could try talking to the fish. Maybe, I don't know.
So there's two big problems with trying to talk to a fish. The
Fish
first
are
problem
dumb.
is, well, the first problem for me is I'd either have to put my head in there into the river and try to talk to him that way, which is really problematic for me.
If
Or
you
I'm
do not
talking to
want
a
to drink that
suffocating
water.
animal.
Well, and fishes, as far as I understand, memory-wise, they don't actually seem to have the brain power to have memory. So maybe not useful. You can try to find a seagull.
Or a frog, or a turtle, or whatever
Yeah,
local fauna might be around that can
I
swim.
would say that there won't be many frogs near there, though, because
I,
amphibians
I was
get
I was
too much
just thinking
through their
of something
skin.
amphibious, whatever
Yeah,
might be around.
well, I was just gonna say because
Frogs.
amphibians and reptiles get too much stuff through their skin, and the pollution would be bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's
Because
more frogs and seawater don't mix.
Yeah. Well, they do, and it's a problem for the frog.
Yep.
As I say, whatever
So-
equivalent might be around.
And yeah, amphibians don't do well in polluted water, unfortunately, and add in the
Well, I mean,
brackish water of it being estuarine.
The Grove. we have that whole situation.
We don't judge creatures in the Grove by the standards anywhere else.
No, but amphibians
The
don't
Grove
do
is the
well in
Grove.
polluted water, is the point.
Oh yeah, fair point. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good point. That.
So what do you want to do, River?
I don't see a point in trying to talk to the fish and all that. Because that body, even if it was an hour ago, is 2 miles down the river.
Yeah.
I looked up the flow rate of the Thames.
Thames. Yeah, and I think most London criminals tended to just throw people into the river to take them out to sea rather than sink to the bottom.
So
anyway, we
we're
can
picking
focus
up on
on-
the body, and we're back to the building.
Yeah.
So there is some patrols. I'm gonna make somewhat of a change to his thing. There's that first part with that kind of weird thing in the middle. That's gonna be kind of like a office check-in where the security guy is. Then that other one that looks like kind of like a divided up, and it has like I'm going to say that that's 3 offices. There's like a main office and 2 little offices. And then there's that fairly empty warehouse area and then the big warehouse area with all the stuff. So
Yeah.
what you guys, how do you want to go in? Like, and there's the one security guard who apparently is sleeping in that front area in gray to the far right and bottom. And then there's a couple of police officers and security guys patrolling the general area. But those will be easy to just wait till they wander off. So how do you guys want to go in? Where do you want to go in at? That type of thing.
I think I might leave this up to the sneaky people.
Yeah.
We actually don't have sneaky people yet.
What, you mean you're not sneaky?
I have
I don't
stealthy
get-
stride. Mac has stealthy stride.
I don't
I don't
get
get
that
access
until
Yes,
to it
yes,
till
but Mac is also
during
11 feet tall.
Yes, but surprisingly elusive.
Well, when you're tracking down people to snipe and break their neck, never mind.
yeah, I didn't pick that one up, so that's something I'll pick up later.
It's sort of on the list, I guess. Yeah.
Well, the people
Well, it's a
with
novice.
investigation and security, just tell me what you want done, and I'll go do it if you want me to stealthy stride up.
Well, so we know that he took things out from the warehouse, correct?
Yeah.
So let's look in the sections where boxes were located but aren't now.
Would there be any value in talking to people who work at the warehouse, see if they remember him or have weird gaps in their memories and that sort of thing?
Listen, the
Rather
warehouse
than
is
just
coming at it from an accountant standpoint. The warehouse must have a manifest, right? It's got to.
yeah.
So like just look on the date when the ship was here and find out what disappeared off the manifest.
But that's what August was going to do once we'd got inside.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I'm not very good at being stealthy, but I do have the skill.
I don't think we need to be stealthy. They know we're here.
Yeah.
And the guy's asleep.
And so wait till the actual security guard's in, and then just offer financial incentives to help us. And yeah, we'll just be friendly.
So, as I understand it, there are 2 options. One of them is the guard's asleep. We sneak in, grab the records, and get back out.
We
and you guys
don't
check
need
it
to
out.
sneak. The harbor master told us to go have a look.
Okay, we're done.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's
Yep, we just go in, look at the manifest, walk back out.
yeah.
All right. So you guys walk in, like I said, lower right corner. There's kind of we'll say it's a fairly square-ish style desk with a guy with his feet up who is snoring. He didn't even wake up when you walked in.
Interestingly enough, on the original map, that desk is on the top floor.
Well, this is a single floor because
Right.
I've held 2 floors. Well, is it? It's 1 floor, but it's still a really good map. And I like that office there, but it has a couple smaller offices in that same place, just on the bottom floor where the 3 little rooms are.
Oh no, it's fine. Like I said, I just had that map lying around from another game that I was making.
Well, and it's a good map.
That's a lovely map.
It's something.
So yeah, so he's in that lower one. You guys walk in. He doesn't even necessarily wake up right away unless you make some noise at him.
Yep. No particular reason to wake him up until we need to, and then when he wakes up, we can just if he wakes up, we can ask questions. So let's look for something that looks like a manifest.
Yeah, just check the manifest. It'll be fairly obvious.
Awareness.
Awareness. Oh! This is where I
But you're
can
trying
roll
to
some
find
dice.
it, right?
get a D8.
Who are you wanting awareness from, Andy? Is it
I
everyone?
think
or
all of
just-
us.
Whoever's looking for the manifest. Or
I think we all are,
investigation.
so
Investigation would also work.
evidence analysis.
27 on the awareness. Yo.
I think our awareness analysis will kick in once we've got the
27.
manifest.
Well, you're unless somebody else beats that, you're gonna find the manifest first and fastest. You're just like, it's right here.
We're manifest. They are manifest.
Ah,
You go to grab it and pick it up right as August was just about to. Oh, okay. So you guys have the manifest. You look at today.
I will
Yeah,
and
the last
evidence
couple of
analysis
days.
the heck out of it.
Okay, do that.
You'll be pleased to know that there are no D8s,
Yay!
but my D10s have gone berserk, so they hate you, I'm afraid. I'm sorry.
Dang.
Oh, damn,
I
they
think
really
she-
hate you.
Everybody's
think the
dice
D8s
hate me.
I think the
I
DH have
like
been spreading nasty stories, Andy.
Oh, right.
I like dice. Why
45
did they all hate me?
So my total was 58. I got 44 on 1d10 and 11 on a d6.
Dear Jesus. Okay. So here's the thing.
I'm sorry, my
flipping through
d10s
this.
really hate you.
You are pretty sure that 22 boxes went out with Henry. The problem is as you're flipping through this, you're very sure that what's written for what's in the boxes is not what's in the boxes. And
Mhm.
as you're flipping through this, you become very aware that whoever checks in the boxes usually checks them if it's a harbor master. He'll actually open a box and check. He may not open all of them, but he at least opens one and checks, right? But he has an assistant named Margaret.
Oh dear.
And Margaret doesn't like. Let's say that the harbor master checks this guy's stuff and he's bringing in, I don't know, clay. I don't care, whatever it is, right? But if Margaret checks him in, it's something different. Like basically, Margaret is either totally not checking or Margaret is taking bribes to write down different things to get away around tariffs or paying fees.
Mhm.
And this Henry is not the only person Margaret does this for. But you will notice that every time Henry's been here, at least the ones that you think are Henry,
Mhm.
Margaret's who checks him in.
Ooh.
Yes. I will have to adopt more dice at Gen Con.
Yeah.
Because
Margaret
I
is
only own in the thousands. But yes, more dice. Maybe then those D8s will like me. Tell your D8s that I
RD8s
like
love
them.
you. RD8s love you.
But
That's
yeah.
why it gives
That's
you
why they
such
roll so high.
Yeah, because they're trying to perform well to impress her. Yeah, that's more like it.
Drew, that's something River could ask. But yes. So Margaret works sometimes days, sometimes evenings, but yeah, you're pretty sure with that analysis that you can actually pick out which ones were likely to be Henry. And Margaret checks in all of Henry's. And every time it's something mundane like clay, grain, eggs, it's mundane things that you move and come in and out and things like that. But suddenly those last boxes left early. But you knew that part.
Maybe we should be talking to Margaret.
How
then.
much tonnage? That's
Yeah.
I will
So-
have a look through. I will have a look through the ledger, see if I can find out how long it's been
so he
with the
left.
Henry and Margaret and that sort of thing.
Yeah, this last group he left, and I think it was like 3-4 hours before you guys got there, because he had caught on that Mac was maybe not. Maybe Mac was too on the up and up, and that was going to possibly be a problem. On the tonnage, the problem is that what's in the boxes is a lie, and the weight kind of goes along with what's in the boxes, so it's most likely a lie as well. Just to check, River, did you see Mac's question about the body in the water? Did you want to try to
Yeah.
find an animal to see if they knew?
Yeah, I can ask them. $12.
12?
Yeah.
It was a guy.
Okay. Okay.
Morgana, that is a good question. It's not going to be in the ledger. You could re-ask the harbor master. He would know.
Yeah,
Or probably know where she lives.
yeah. I might also tell mention the harbour master that one of his security guards seems to be asleep in the office and not doing a very good job.
As far as the boat description, it's the same boat. It just has a different name. And they don't put descriptions of boats in the warehouse files. Loading
beg pardon,
potential
Andy,
site.
that should all have been on one line. We can
Oh.
do a profile off loading potential sites by number of boxes, how long it's been going on, and the boat description for its size. It could maybe narrow things down. One question for the party: do you guys cultivate underworld and nefarious contacts, or do you just like shoot them in the head like River kind of suggests you do?
Somewhat, I think, auctioneers.
I have
Little
Some
column
lies.
A, little column B.
So
It seems
The-
to depend on their level.
so
Like the auctioneer's
we've really-
questionable, but not really evil.
yeah,
So
we
Does the
we've
cowboy
really
count?
only-
Margaret
we
may
were-
be in this category to shoot or be in the category to develop as a contact, but we don't know yet because we haven't met her.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've really only had two sets of underworld contacts to make. One was a child trafficker. The other was the auctioneer. So the auctioneer we're cultivating as a contact. The child trafficker is a former one.
Yeah.
Well done.
As far as how many boxes, it's anywhere from 15 to 25 in general. They're usually here for 3 days or so before somebody picks them up.
So
There's
Henry
been
may
a
know
few.
the place has been compromised, not for the next shipment.
Well, here's the thing: when the shipment's here for about 3 days, and then sometimes somebody else picks up the shipment. And sometimes he moves the shipment, but you're not totally sure that it's the same boxes because it's a busy warehouse. People are in and out, and obviously the evening security isn't secure.
Yeah, I'm just the pattern that's evolving in my head is something like there's something that he's working on in the longer term, and he's accumulating resources toward whatever that goal is. So like eventually we'll
His
find out.
goal may simply be the accumulation of resources, as in he wants to get rich.
And we know that, and well, we also know that he's a magic user, and so they have a slightly different needs profile for resources than regular folks do.
So the other thing, August, that you will realize is that this has been probably happening for at least a couple, 3 months, as far as you can tell. He hits this particular harbor at least twice a month, from what you can tell. You don't know. I mean, they wouldn't have any records of other harbors that he may or may not pass in. You also realize, because of how the ledger is that room above in gray, that's fairly empty at this point. He pays for that particular warehouse area, which has
Okay.
a back door to the road, and it's fairly empty at this point. He also pays for an office. In that office space, there's the two littler ones at the bottom.
Yep.
The littlest one on the far corner, so far left, sorry, bottom right, he pays for that space as an office.
Okay. I will let the party know.
Wait a minute. He has an office here that he pays for? Have we broken in there
Yeah.
yet?
Oh,
Nope.
yeah.
You guys are in the main one with the ledger. August is looking through the ledger going, okay, so you guys want to know how long? It's been happening for about 3 months. He's usually here about twice. It's obviously lies on the weight and what's in the boxes. It's usually 15 to 25 boxes. He rents out that, hold on, sorry. He rents out that particular space, and he rents out an office. All that stuff is in the ledger as far as
Cool.
taking in money and things like that. So
Does it say in the ledger where he rents the office or who he rents the office from? I.e., where does he pay the rent?
It does not say where he pays the rent. You guess it might be Margaret, because it's whoever owns the warehouse is where the money's supposed to go. And then they would
he's just
pay
paying it.
part of Margaret's salaries and stuff like
Right.
that.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. So we probably need to find his room and also talk to Margaret, not necessarily one
Yeah.
after the other, depending on
Morgana
how
will see if
people
the
want to go with
harbor.
it.
Morgana will see if the harbour master has Margaret's address.
Mac would also like to just look at the area where that he's renting to see if there's any boxes still there, or any other physical traces we can pick up on for clues.
All right. So if you go just up from where the bottom gray, there's the top gray box. That's the area that he's specifically paying for. So he's not in the kind of group warehouse. He has that specific area. It's pretty bare. There's about 3-4 open, empty boxes.
Check them for traces, plague, drugs, fabric, packing
Fabric
material.
softener. No.
All right. What are you using? And what are you going to use for that? And what's your role?
Awareness is what I have. I'm not.
Awareness.
I
Yeah,
think
you can
August,
use awareness.
actually, I'll ask August if she wouldn't mind. She's probably better at this.
Hey,
Well, you can both do it,
Okay.
but August would use
Oh,
something
wait.
probably different.
For that matter, since he does have magical influence, probably a good idea to give it a quick astral scan. I got an 11 on
That's not a
mine.
bad idea.
Weymont, you might want to throw yours too.
Is that an evidence analysis check for the boxes once the mages have done their magic checks?
Got it.
Oh, and I've also got knowledge finance as well. So I'll roll that in a second.
May just want to check the office store too.
I think they're checking the warehouse first and then going to the office. Do I have that right?
I got an 11 on my astral sight.
Okay. Good old way.
And Andy, I put my awareness of 18 in the chat.
Yep.
Oh, wow, there you go. Well done, August.
Woohoo!
You're welcome.
I'm waiting and checking on the other astral.
Chris.
Yep.
Yep.
And then I will go through the other scenes.
Astral sight. Yep. No D8s in it this time, Andy. You'll be
Yay! So we'll change that T-shirt to 1879, where we all hate the French, and D8s. All right. So an 11 and a 15. On the 11, you're not getting much. On the 15, you're getting some traces of some maybe wards that have been kind of taken down, but there's still kind of a fill to some of it.
Yes, it's like the outline of wars that have been here in the past.
Yeah. Which,
Okay.
because you can have it on for a bit, when you look around the rest of the building, they're not on the rest of the building. Nobody has warded the rest of it, but this specific spot, and they took the time to take whatever the words were down.
Can you tell
And
whether
since you're
they're-
catching, sorry, since you're catching some residual, it had to be fairly recent. Sorry, now what's your question?
Oh, I was wondering if it was to keep something out or to keep something in, if you could tell.
No,
Traces of
Stuff out.
words. So I
It-
wouldn't say so.
it's almost like a faint memory. Yeah.
May not even been meant to do either. It might just be meant to track and see if something crosses a threshold.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, on your awareness of an 18, the only thing that's kind of odd is why have empty boxes at all? I mean, stuff came in the box. Why'd you take the stuff out of the box? Why leave the box? You're not sure. You don't know that it means anything. On your evidence analysis of 22, your 20 on awareness is the same type of thing. It's if I have a box and I put the box in the warehouse, usually someone either takes the box or I take the box, right? You don't usually empty things out in the warehouse, right? On the 22 evidence analysis, you do find, strangely enough, some scratches on some of the boxes that were left here.
On the inside or the outside of the box?
They're on the inside of the boxes.
Oh, joy. Do they look human? Do they look
They definitely are not human.
animal? So they're more like animal claw marks, that sort of thing.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Someone was transporting critters, basically.
And a lot of them are in 3s, but not all. Evidence or the knowledge finance does not do much good in this section, maybe in the office.
Yeah, that was because Drew asked the question about the tracking the rents and stuff. So that's there for you for when you want to use it,
Okay.
if that's all right.
The claw marks are relatively small because most of these boxes are not super big. This section of the warehouse isn't really designed for like a crane or anything like that. So, I mean, the boxes at best are 6 foot, but well, let's be honest, the boxes you're finding are not super huge boxes. So, more for in there. Drew, I would need something to like like animal knowledge, animal husbandry. So that
Oh, I would just, I mean, when I'm out walking the beach, I'm not an expert on animals, but I know when I see like a small animal print, something about the size of a bobcat or mountain lion.
the
or-
boxes that you find in here are all relatively, like I said, nothing's bigger than a 6 foot box. So,
I will be.
and most of them are on the smaller side. And most of the claws seem to be in 3s, but that's not all of them.
Yeah.
And I mean,
14 knowledge wild animals.
that
mean-
would work.
Do you mean like 3-toed claws, or that there might have been 3 animals in the box, or?
That most of the claw marks seem to be in sets of 3, but not all of them. And some animals, maybe those 3 are the ones that showed up and you just didn't see the other 2. Like but River might have a skill that could help with that, she has said. So I'm giving her a chance.
Okay.
Yeah, 14 knowledge wild animals.
So some of these look like stuff but the truth is especially on the ones that are in sets of 3s, you're not sure it's an animal you're super familiar with. Oh, what's wrong, babies? Oh, I'll be right back. The twins are unhappy.
Background question on 1879. Is it like Shadowrun, you have awakened animals?
Yes, and creatures from the grove, which includes dinosaurs.
Yeah, the awakened animals are just starting to become a thing. My parrot is one of them.
Uh-huh. So if someone was smuggling in small Jurassic Park kind of shit, it would be a similar footprint.
Possibly.
So
But-
that would also be a lot of fun in London.
But the grove does have like actual dinosaurs.
You mean
in
the
it.
other thing?
Sorry about that. I'm back. Is there anything else you want to look at in the warehouse section, or do you want to move to the office? And now I have a lap full of puppies. Yeah. Hello, did you wake up?
Were there any droppings of live animals in the boxes? Now that we know what to look for, or urine marks, or traces of a sedative drug? I mean, like, I'm kind of stretching here.
I mean, there's probably traces of urine. You're not seeing any droppings, but I mean, if they peed in the box, I'm sure that there are,
It will
you know,
smell.
Is there
Yeah.
there chemistry available?
He's licking the box.
Is there chemistry available in 1879 that would say this is a reptile urine versus this is a mammal urine? If we got them to
Almost
look over-
certainly not.
I mean,
Yeah,
would your
that's-
character even know that if there was?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just talking.
No, it's,
I would say this in this time period, it would not be a thought process that you could analyze urine to find out the animal. I wouldn't think.
they might be an awareness of different animal urine smelling differently and things like that, because wolf smells different to cats and
Are-
things like that. But
Are the
chemical
boxes
cat
all
probably not.
wood or like steel reinforced wood or your iron banded or something, or are they all just metal?
Some of the where you're seeing the claw marks, those are mostly on the wood ones, but those all seem to be reinforced, like iron banded, things like that. Yes.
Okay, so whatever it was strong enough where they needed to put iron banding on it to keep it from breaking through the wood.
Would Matt be able to take a piece of one of the crates that we have and gradually increase his strength to get an assessment for how much would this hold? Like, how strong a creature would this hold?
I mean, I would say he knows his strength and whether or not he can break through wood or iron and have an idea of how strong something would have to be. I mean,
Guys-
just the wood parts,
Yeah,
not so bad. The iron parts, yeah, you have to be really strong to get through that.
Well, for
Alright,
that
well,
matter, I could probably do a materials analysis, engineering background,
Yeah.
and all that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine. While you're doing that, I'll just do a strength test to see if I can get gradually increased strength to get an idea of when it kind of goes off. How about if I just roll like a I don't know.
You can roll just strength, unless you have a
Alright.
skill you think would be better.
Well,
I
I was
know,
thinking
Grace.
I use unarmed to break boards anyway when I'm doing my katas, so I was thinking maybe, I don't know, doesn't matter. What do you want strength?
You can use that one. I'm fine.
All right.
Unless it
Okay.
has D8s, and then no.
Evil GM laugh.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yes.
Oh yeah, unarmed is 2d8, so we won't use that one. All right.
No, go
Oh,
ahead. It's fine.
And unarmed is more of a 2-hit roll, not how much damage am I going to do. That's really more what you're looking for, I would say.
All right. Well, I was looking for the skill to finesse and gradually increase my strength to get how strong is this crap thing, but I get you. All right. So
Yeah.
Andy, just before we go forward, can I ask a question?
Sure, boss. What's up?
While all these guys are obsessing over a crate, can I go and wake up the Harbour Master and ask him where Marguerite is? Margaret.
Oh, you can totally ask him.
Yeah, so Morgana was wanting to do that
I think
earlier.
Morgana's going to do that too. So you can go
So
with
let's
Morgana for that.
let's go and do that while everyone else obsesses over a crate. Okay.
Yes,
Hey.
good plan.
All
No,
right.
I think August is obsessing over bookkeeping.
Oh yeah.
I will let
Because
them have the rolls
sad
on the
like that.
crate.
He's just
So,
trying to think outside of the box.
Yes.
See?
I'm going to actually throw this to Brad somewhat. Is there a listing of what the strength on like an iron banded box would be? Or am I just going to make that number up?
I don't think we have a specific table for that. It would basically just be whatever the barrier rating is for the particular thing. We might have one for like doors. Let me see.
Yeah, there's
here.
definitely a table of how hard objects are, but
We could-
what it contains, I can't remember offhand.
Yeah, you might have to kind of
So
modify it a little bit, but yeah, I'm pretty sure we've got ones for something like that. Let me
I'm
take a
going
look
to
here.
say that unless you guys can correct me, that the iron banded parts would be a 12.
That sounds
And that
reasonable.
wood's probably a 6 or
Yeah.
7, depending on how hard the wood is. This is fairly hard wood, so maybe a 7 or so.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah,
reasonable.
Is
wood,
that reasonable?
I just
Sorry,
so
Brad.
this is based for
Okay, hold on. Brad, then Joel.
I was just saying those numbers sound reasonable.
Okay, Joel.
yeah, just finding in the GM's guide. This I think is for walls. Wood 2 inches thick is a physical armor of 7 and barrier rating of 20. So yeah, for a box that sounds reasonable.
Okay. So there's your answers. Now, before you guys go to the office, I'm going to Morgana and Weymont at the Harbor Master.
Yep.
So you guys go back to his place, which, I mean, we're talking like a 5-minute walk. It's not far.
Yep.
Knock on the door. He is not as asleep as he had wanted to be, because he's still fairly not upset at you guys, but upset at the situation, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Did you find something in the warehouse?"
We found a couple of irregularities. Do you know where Margaret, the bookkeeper, lives?
We need to talk to her.
Yes.
Oh, Margaret's one of my best assistants. She fills in the evenings, and she never complains about the hours. She's great.
Oh, well, she's probably going to be a
And
big
he's
help then. Where
and
can
he's
we talk to
looking
her?
Yes.
around because he has the address, because anytime he needs somebody, when he doesn't have, if somebody calls in, doesn't show, whatever, Margaret's his go-to. So he's digging around on his desk, and he finds there an address, because he'll have to send a message, and he copies it down on another piece of paper, and he hands it to you. It's not far from the harbor, probably about, actually, do either of you guys have knowledge, London?
We live there.
Beyond living there, no.
Okay. So you're not sure exactly how far, but with a general sense of you don't think it's far from here, especially with the way he's talking that he can send a runner and she's here pretty quick.
All right. Well, we'll go and
Excellent.
chat with her. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you very much, sir.
Just gonna
All right.
just walk downstairs, have a little check over. Are the three of them still obsessing over the box? If so, let's just go and talk to them.
We
Okay.
should let them know we're
Well,
going.
right.
That'll worry.
The rest of you, are you ready to move to his office?
I was ready to move to the office a little while ago.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys go
That's
through,
August, anyway.
and basically you have to go through the warehouse a little bit. Then you get into a kind of a bigger office, and then there's two little doors. And like I said, it's the bottom. It looks like it has a box in it. Bottom right. It is locked.
Oh no, I have lockpick.
Anybody gonna do anything else while she's getting her lock picking stuff out? While August, is getting his lock picking stuff out?
How about the mages look to see if it's warded first?
Well, you have one mage with you, Nigel. Nigel, you want to check and see if the door is warded?
Brad's just had to step away.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry.
There we go.
Oh,
Okay.
perfect.
Right. So, Brad, tell you what. Say yes and roll some dice.
I'm rolling now. Okay, well, that one landed perfectly in the middle.
Yeah, it's okay.
You did roll up. 13. I
That's
can
not
throw,
bad.
I
Yeah.
can throw karma if I need to, but
Nope. It's got a ward. And you're pretty sure it reads, well, actually, magical fairy to see if you know what the word is.
okay.
It's the word of the day: explosion.
Uh, 14.
Well, he's not far off. It basically reads, I prepared explosive root. Yeah. It seems to be some sort of violent explosion, fire, something like that.
Man, I am good.
You are.
Well, we can do something about that. Not about you being good. There's no cure
Well,
there.
we can. We just tell Rivers, but we just tell River that he's a bad man.
There's no cure for awesome.
I threw a dispel magic and I got an 18.
Nice. I was going to warn you it was going to be a 15, but hey, you got it.
Had to dump the karma in, but I got it.
You dispel it, and it is now gone.
We shall not be coming down with a
Yep.
terrible case of explosions.
Well, that's nice.
So now, August, if you want to roll your lockpicking.
I've just popped in the chat.
Oh, did you? Sorry, I popped over.
No, it's quite all right. That's quite all right. I got 7 on a detect traps brackets
I want a
non-magical.
cookie. I want a cookie. No cookies for me. Damn it all. All right. It is
And
not
20.
trapped in a non-magical way. 22 on
Good
the
to go.
lockpick.
Yeah.
You undo the lock. Matter of fact, you make it look easy because it was for you.
Yep.
It has it's actually as a general sense, as you just look into it as you open the door, there's a small desk. It's pretty clear and tidy. There's a chair. There is a 2-drawer type file cabinet and a small bookshelf. What do you guys want to do?
What's in the box?
What's in the decks? Sorry, what was that, August?
Basically, what's in the... Was it a box or was it the desk I was unlocking?
There's a desk, a file cabinet, and a bookshelf, and a chair. And it does seem to be fairly tidy. It's not like the armor master who's digging around to find something. Everything seems to be very clear and tidy.
Mm-hmm.
Just looking around, River, other than it's very neat and clean for a warehouse environment. A lot of times warehouses are kind of dirty and dusty and people are moving things in and out. So, dirt and stuff gets tracked in. It's probably the cleanest part of this warehouse you've been in. But nothing jumps out as unusual just looking around. So, August, where were you starting?
I was going to go for the filing cabinet.
Filing cabinet, okay. Evidence analysis, I'm guessing.
Yeah, bear with me just 2 shakes.
Sorry, I'm in the middle of doing some calligraphy. As I said, calligraphy. 12, 2d10.
I'll be right with you on that, Brad. Andrew.
14.
I mean, no little ones.
My d10s are not your friend today. They rolled 22 again on the evidence analysis.
I'm sorry, what was the number?
22.
As in 8 and a 2?
No, 22.
22. 22, okay. Making sure I was right. 22 is pretty good. It's been emptied, except there is the Victorian equivalent of a sticky note that seems to have fallen out and fallen under the files that has an address on it.
Excellent. I shall pocket that piece of information, as it were, and tell
Okay.
the rest of the group when I get chance.
Brad, sorry, Drew, that was a general looking around. It's a very neat office. It's very clear, clean, not a lot of clutter everywhere. Brad, is that there's a general awareness, or is that a specific, you're looking at the desk or the bookshelf?
I wanted to look at the desk. In particular, I want to kind of make note of any undersides, the desk, the drawers. If anything's going to be
Got
hidden,
it.
it's usually underneath.
So everything that's been left are things like a pen, ink, and it's all very neat. The possibly more in anything that's been written on is gone. You could try that whole but it looks like whoever it is, if it was written on, that he cleaned out this desk and he only left general things like paper clips and pens and paper, right? But there is a space for a hidden under drawer in the one bottom drawer on the left hand side. It's basically empty, but unlike most of the other paper, which looks like new, like he took the whole pad if he wrote on it, this one looks like you could do the whole graphite pencil and maybe see what it says.
We can certainly give that a try.
And River is etching Henry and leaving it on the desk. Okay.
Hey, leave a message.
He left a note.
Or leave a message after the bleep.
So
After
you
the blab,
take,
more like.
you take like a pencil and you etch over it, and it basically says, "Well done, but I didn't leave you anything."
Oh, did he not?
Well, not that he
August will
knows of.
say. Did he not? August will say and show the group the address that he's just found.
Ha ha. Does Mac ask those questions out loud to like Brad?
I don't know that I would necessarily be able to answer that on the ward, just because what I was seeing was the trigger, not necessarily the actual explosive ward.
Rather true.
So it could be point towards enemy and prey, or it is to whom it may concern.
Does anybody check the bookcase?
Yeah,
That will be
River
my
will
next.
Oh,
look
before
into
we go here.
That will be my next port of call as well.
I just think it's leverageable in a plausible way with Margaret when we have that role play.
We'll be on our way to inform you. We're going to go and talk to Margaret, and you can provide us with the information at some point.
All right. So let's see who's got a role checking the bookcase.
I nominate the investigator.
Well, two people. It's technically all of you can check everything. So if a couple of you want to check the bookcase, like River, that's fine too.
What do you want? Awareness or evidence? It'll be awareness, won't it?
Whichever. I mean, I think
I was about
technically
to
it's
say.
more awareness to find it and analysis to look at what you found, but
18 on awareness with the bookshelf.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm glad you were paying attention. I got 7.
so most of the books are very general books. There's the equivalent of, like a dictionary and, books on ships. But most of those books, River, haven't really been used. It's like they were bought and they were put on the shelf. The one book that's been used probably the most is an etiquette book.
Pull on the etiquette book to see if it has actually been used or if it's a hidden door thing.
It's not a hidden door thing. It's actually been used. Morgana's not in here with you, but looking at it, it looks like something Morgana's mother might have from just what you've heard. Because it's one of those books like, Lady Data's Guide to Being, what's the current fashion, what's in vogue and what's not in vogue, who,
That would be Debret.
Debrets, yeah.
There you go, yeah.
The honest to goodness British rules of etiquette.
Yep.
I will bet you
And
dollars to donuts that's a cryptex. Or some sort of a cipher. I don't have cryptography.
So you want to meet back up with Weymont and Morgana? Or is there anything else you want to do in this room?
I think we take that book. But I think we've got everything that we're going to out of here.
Okay.
Sorry, just thinking about the NPCs. Did you say that we did an astral scan and there's no other wards that might harm other people, just regular working folks?
And when we scanned the warehouse, there wasn't anything else popping out.
Okay, cool. That's all I wanted to make sure they were okay.
I mean, you could spend time looking at every part of the warehouse, but it probably Because I know that Weymont had a general overall, like the most outer doors and things like that do not. And since Nigel disarmed the trigger, the other one doesn't. It can't do anything.
And we are taking the sample of his handwriting from the pencil on the impressions.
Oh,
where-
but yeah, I'm
where-
gonna keep the pad.
Okay. So you have the pad, the address, and thanks to Joel and Michelle, the debris. Which, I mean, looking at it, it's Debret, but it's also the
Debret.
king.
Debret
So
is-
what do I know? BRETT is Brett.
Yeah, Debret is the correct
Debret.
pronunciation.
Yeah.
Debret. Okay. So you have the book, the address, and you've taken the pad.
Yeah,
Alright.
I'm
Yeah.
building a portfolio where we've got his sketch and we've got his handwriting sample.
Yes.
Well, you will have the sketch once you get back and ask Miss Price, and Miss Price will happily get that somebody for you to do that. Because Miss Price is good at finding resources. Yes. Yes, hon.
Yay,
What a
Miss
kid.
Price.
I want to keep the pens that he left behind to her if there was only the one.
I'm sure that there's a couple. But
Yeah.
yeah, you can keep the pens too if you want.
Yeah, any pens he left behind, if there's any ink samples or anything like that, I want to make sure I have those. Because we can do an analysis on the ink to see if it matches the pen.
Okay. So you want to take the pen and the ink from the desk?
Yeah, any sort of writing implements or anything like that.
Okay. Pen, ink, and the pad that you know he wrote on.
Yes.
And the book and the address.
Mhm.
Got it.
Did you feel it's
All right.
appropriate to update the harbor master on our way out and let him know there may have been a risk to his workers, or no?
I think he just doesn't like the guy already, but probably mentioning it is reasonable.
Not
So
taking
you're gonna
table
go back-
time, but I wanted to tick the box.
So you're going to go back really quick and let him know?
Yeah.
He's still awake because now he's worried about, what irregularities and what you want to talk to Margaret about. So he answers the door pretty quickly. Yeah. I'm glad you're back. Did Margaret do something? Is she in trouble?
May have been convinced to do things by Henry. He's very good at that.
Oh dear. You'll let me know because, if I can't trust her, I just
We,
can't see her doing that. She's always been.
I will raise a finger and say, well, you see, it's actually magical in nature. This ability he
Oh.
has to
So
make
she
people
would
do
have been
things.
tricked.
Yes.
yes.
Oh dear. Well, I can't have that. She, like I said, I don't know what I'd do without her. Out of character, August.
Mhm.
There were irregularities on a lot of stuff that Margaret did, not just Henry's, and you're aware of that.
Okay.
However, he does not seem to know that. He seems that if she shows up, she's never drunk. She does her job as far as he's aware, right? He never,
Mhm.
when he needs somebody, he can send a note. She always shows up. So he
I
thinks
will-
she's a good employee.
I will bear
Well-
that in mind.
We're just
Okay.
going to go and have a chat with her. See what her take on all this is. She may have an explanation. You never know.
And,
Well, if he's been tricked by magic, I know I don't know anything really about it, but all of that seems to be probably evil anyhow.
and Henry, the gentleman we are looking for, the office he was rented to had been magically trapped. Possibly
Are-
any
Are
attempt to break
the
into it
workers
would
in
have.
trouble?
What's
Are the
that?
workers in danger?
No, it's a gesture towards Nigel. My colleague here has disarmed the trap.
You
They would
know
have been
how
in
to stop
danger.
evil magics? He looks a little in awe at Nigel. You know how to stop evil magics?
How to dispel it.
He's a brilliant man.
I'm telling you, all of that will come to no good. That whole thing, all of it. Terrible, if you ask me. But I'm glad that you got rid of that, and I'm next time I'm so I hope Margaret's okay. Who
Well,
knows what
yes.
evil magic trickery has been done to her then?
Not, we won't know until we speak with her, of course.
Indeed.
He's very interested in, if you find out anything, you contacting him.
If there's anything you need to know, we will let you know it as soon as we can.
As soon as we can.
All right. So you guys had it. Does anybody in the rest of the group, because it was just the two who have Margaret's address, do you guys have knowledge? London? I thought somebody had memorized the map.
Streetwise?
I have navigation.
I'll accept streetwise. What was that, River?
Navigation.
I'll accept navigation. You two roll to see if you can figure out where the address is, because truthfully, especially in the lesser areas, let's be honest, it can be a bit of a maze.
Streetwise is also, I have that.
Okay. You can all roll.
Pop my result in the chat.
Say slowly, somebody will get it. That's right. Yes, right.
Streetwise, who do you think I am?
Baby. I'm still holding babies. That's right. Boys.
Weymont is
Yeah.
above the streets. He thinks of higher matters.
All right,
33.
so I've got, sorry, what was that, River?
33.
33. Okay. 3319. So on the 10, Morgana realizes that the address is fairly nearby, but let's be honest, she doesn't spend as much time in ghettos near the docks.
Yeah, not in docks.
Yeah. So on the 19, you are not only aware that it's nearby, it's probably about 5-6 blocks away, and you know that it is a apartment complex, possibly a government apartment complex. 33, it's a government complex, and I'm trying to remember if they had started the dumbbell complexes this early. But it would I don't know that any of you would realize what that. Let me get something for that really quick. It's a specific style of apartment complexes that, at least in the US, they were doing for government housing because they thought it was a good idea.
I'm sure we'll find it eventually.
Let's see. Yeah, it's a unique. When did they start it? I'm not seeing a date. Well, we're gonna go with it anyhow because I can. So basically they were called dumbbell apartments because they kind of look like that. They're kind of bulbous on the ends and narrow hallways in between. And when they would stack them near each other, that would create what was supposed to be like a green garden area in between them.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, no,
Like if you
Yeah.
put two dumbbells
picture
near
that.
each other, they're hollow. We'll just say all over. Oh, somebody actually had something up. They took it away. Wow.
It was an article. It was here. I'll put it back. I didn't think it was that helpful, but it's the history of affordable London from Victorian times forward.
Oh, I will go look at that. We're gonna go with this. But you on the 33 are well aware that this is that type of and housing. And you know where it is. It's probably a 15, maybe 20-minute walk from here, depending on if you're hurrying or not. I'm assuming, even though it's late, you guys are headed that way?
I believe this is what you're looking for. They're also known
Yep.
as old law tenements.
Yes. Sort of, but yes. But, and then they're stacked, and then, like I said, it would create a greenway where the public hall is. Yeah.
I don't think London got anything like that until sort of we got a lot of urban clearance in the 1940s.
Yeah, see, I'm thinking it may have been later, but we're just going to go with it's kind of similar in style, where it is a low income housing, very busy. There's a lot of turnover at these types of places, things like that.
According
Yeah,
to the
lots of low.
the design contest was held in 1879, and the dumbbell design was actually the winning one. However, the 1879 Act was an even worse failure than the 1867 Act, because tenement dwellers tossed garbage, bilge water, and waste into the air shafts. So
Yes.
it was designed for garbage.
That was why it didn't work well, because they, instead of it being a beautiful green area
Yeah.
that they could share and enjoy, it got filled up with trash. And yeah, but there's a lot
Yeah.
of turnover in this area. There's a lot of, yeah.
Because people in the UK
I
have
wasn't
always
kidding when
been
I said it
terrible.
was a ghetto basically near the docks.
I think
When-
they're old. They were mostly New York, but
Yeah.
equally. On the other hand, there's plenty of that sort of low rent housing. Of the principle has remained.
Right. So just so you guys have a kind of general idea of what you're going into.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys head over. At this point, it should be fairly late, right? Because it was, I think,
so,
evening
yeah.
when you started this. At this point, it's going to be fairly late. This is not a nice neighborhood. And there are definitely looks of, because some of you are dressed, let's be honest, most of you are dressed middle to upper class.
I have a top
And
hat.
in this neighborhood, that draws attention. And general thug-esque people looking, judging, trying to size up whether or not.
I think it would probably behoove me at this point in time to very, very subtly cast shield on myself.
And
It's
Mac,
not the
Mac
worst
will,
idea.
Mac
Don't
will
worry,
pick out
Jared.
Mac will pick out the toughest thug and growl at them.
Okay.
I was gonna say, don't worry. You're traveling with River, who is very obviously armed and not a target, and Mac, who is
But Mac,
River
what
and
if the
August.
toughest guy around is a troll?
And Mac, who has
River-
arms.
River and August, you guys want to do a streetwise real quick?
Can I as well?
No.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have
Wasn't
it.
kidding, by the way. I'm going to cast shield on myself.
18 on a streetwise.
Okay.
17 for Morgana.
Nice. A 17 and an 18.
You make a spellcasting check against my own mystic defense.
Yeah.
24.
I know. Here in a little bit, I'm going to make you something, okay? Yeah. I know. You're going to eat my hand. River,
24.
24. Yeah. All of you realize.
24.
24, yeah. All of you guys realize that while you're in a big group like this, River's very armed, Mac is imposing, and with you being in a fairly large group, you're probably okay. They will most likely not. 25 in the spellcasting, very nice. I'm pretty sure there's
Just-
raises. I don't know what the
just-
raises do on shield.
I can tell you. I actually have it written down.
Okay. Because I'm going to assume because you're putting it on yourself, and what's your magical defense?
11.
Yeah, so that's at least, 16, 21. That's 2 raises, right?
Yeah, if successful, make an effect test for the amount of damage done. Wait, wrong one. Right, moving down. Spell puts of magical barrier, blah 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 blah. Successful, gaining +1 step for each extra success. So how many
Okay.
extra? How
It
many
makes it a
extra
better shield.
For every
Yeah.
5 you beat your mystic defense by.
It 2.
Right.
You said it was an 11 mystic defense, so that would be 2 raises.
2
Yeah.
raises.
See, I think I
So-
even did that right. Brad and Joel will be proud of me.
Mhm. So can I ask a general question? Right, I was
Sure.
reading about this error, but I've already forgotten it. What is the effect test? What dice am I rolling?
It'll
will-
say in the spell description, will, and usually spellcasting.
Yeah.
Probably will and spellcasting. It actually doesn't say on the spell description here for some reason.
Shield says rank plus will, so be the rank being your spellcasting rank.
I'm gonna make that. I'm gonna note that down. Right.
And one day, and at some point, you'll get to replace will with your will force.
Which is
Step.
the better of anything.
So hold on. If
Yeah.
the effect test is the one that we look at to go and beat his thing,
No,
having
no,
such
that's
a high
spell
The spell casting is what you use to beat the defense rating. The effect test is how
Okay.
effective the spell went off.
Yeah. So like right
So-
now, I am rolling my will, which is
But having such a
Step
high
7.
spellcasting check, shouldn't that give him bonuses?
It does.
It does.
It,
The other one?
it
Yes, it
increases my
bolsters-
effect.
It bolsters the effect
Got it.
test.
Yeah.
Okay, so the 2
spellcasting is rank
raises.
4. So
the-
basically, it's 7 + 4 + 2,
Gotcha. Okay.
which is
That-
That's
13.
Think of it just like when you're
So-
rolling your damage, you roll the hit roll and then you roll the damage. The spells are the same way,
Right.
just you're rolling the effect test in place of the damage.
Got it.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I told him right. And I think I did.
You
I
did.
think I did.
Well done.
You did.
So yeah, that's a
I tried that.
22. That's a 22 I rolled there on the shield check.
So they have to do the 22 to get through your shield.
Basically, yes. It's
Nice.
yeah. It gives me a
That's
barrier
nice.
rate, a shield with a barrier rating of
Yeah.
22.
But they have
So-
to deal more than 22 damage to get any damage through to you.
Okay,
Yeah, it
so it's
absorbs
almost
the
like an
first 22
armor.
points.
It's,
Yeah, I think it absorbs the first 22 points of damage.
Yeah,
Okay.
so they would
That's
still
fine.
roll to attack him normally, and just the shield's going to take the hit before he takes any damage.
Okay.
It's
So-
an
And if he's
absorb no charm.
blindsided, they can have. Yeah. Yes.
Back to
Shield also has a
Streetwise.
mystic defense of 11.
Mystic defensive and got it. So back to Streetwise. The other thing you 3 are well aware of is that they probably won't attack because you're in a group, obviously armed. Mac is imposing, right? But if any of you were to wander away from the group, there is a very good chance that ruffians would be ruffians.
Hmm.
I.e., you're safer if you stick together. If you break up or one of you branches off, you guys realize that would be dangerous in this area. You all
I
rolled
would
really
say-
very much higher than what you needed.
I will say very quietly to the group, I suggest that we stick together. It's not a very polite area.
Can see
I
that.
agree.
They can
I
certainly
mean, what if we
try.
want to clean up the street?
Now, let's
What
get
if
our
we just want
business
to clean up the
done.
streets a little?
All right.
But
You
not right
guys-
now.
It didn't go so well for the last group that tried to go after me.
No, it didn't. Orphans were
You-
made.
No. After me specifically.
Orphans
have a
were made. That's true. You guys can't handle your own, but yes. Okay. She's on the 3rd floor.
She's up on the 3rd floor. Gotcha. Is there a fire escape
So-
she could use to run?
Yes, because fires happen and fire escapes are kind of mandatory most of the time. Now, whether
Right.
it's in good repair or not, you'd have to go and check. But yeah.
Okay. I just familiarize myself with where it is, so if she runs,
know.
I know how she could get down from the 3rd.
I give you kisses too. Good job. Yes. Oh, thank you, kisses. Sorry, babies. Did you want to check out the fire escape before you go in?
Just a basic look over. I don't want to spend time on it, but I
Okay.
do want to know where it is so that if she runs, I know where to go.
All right. Yeah, it would be kind of on the far end. It doesn't necessarily look in good repair. It does look used, but that doesn't mean necessarily by her. Just apparently people do go up and down it, but it's not necessarily in good repair. So, unless there's anything else, you guys go through the public hall, staircase through the public hallway, and I guess knock on her door.
Yep.
So, is it like a polite, or is it like cop knock? Boom, boom.
It'll be a polite knock.
So, this younger lady, she's got kind of, I don't call it mousy brown hair, but kind of a nondescript brown hair, brown eyes. She's kind of very average looking. She's not super thin. She's not really heavy set. I will say she looks a bit dowdy, but answers the door. Yeah.
Good evening. We're looking for Margaret. We have a couple of questions. I'm Morgana. First impression 17.
Shh, shh, shh. What? I'm Margaret. What questions?
Can we come inside and talk? It's you may be
You'll wake
dealing with a
the
very
kids.
dangerous gentle.
You'll wake the kids. There's a lot of you to ask a question. What dangerous gentleman? First impression
we know
17. She's less maybe nervous, guarded because there's so many of you, but still very you wake the kids and very what dangerous what more confused and curious.
You work at an office on the docks sometimes?
Yeah, I'm the harbor master's assistant. Well, one of them.
Yeah, he spoke very highly of you. There is a gentleman who brings shipments through the warehouse. We know him as Henry. Very good looking. Dark hair, green eyes.
Very nice on that 26 on conversation.
Yep.
I have to make a roll though. She becomes a little more guarded. Yeah, I check in a lot of people. Yeah, there's a fairly good-looking captain that comes in every now and then.
He is a very
I'll give my
dangerous
tier
man.
17. He's not. He's nice.
He seems nice, and I've in somewhat different circumstances stood where you've stood. He is a villain and a killer, and we are trying to bring him to justice. And you appear to have done a number of
No, he can't be. He can't be. He
he
even knows
hides it
about
well.
all the kids. And he still likes me. Do you realize taking care of most men do not like a woman who's taking care of 4 kids?
He is very charming and uses magic to back up that charm.
No, he's
almost
not
fell
like
for it.
that. You're confused. You're thinking of someone else.
I thought similar things about him the first time I met him.
He blinded me with magic. He is not a very nice person at all.
He is not.
He bought the kids presents.
While the conversation's going on, I got a 21 and an astral sight. Can we see an active charm on her?
You do not. Men who do things like that do not buy presents for children that aren't theirs.
He is a very manipulative man. and would do whatever he needs to get people to act
Gains
as he wishes.
trust.
Yes.
You hear a small child, maybe a baby, maybe a toddler, and she just kind of, I will be right back. And she kind of like goes back in, closes the door. It's probably 5, 6, 7 minutes before she comes back.
Yeah.
How could I believe you're mistaken, but how can I help you?
We need to ask some questions about the shipments he's bringing in. What's actually in the boxes?
She's trying not to look. She's not good at it. Let's just put it this way. She's not good at hiding the fact that makes her very nervous. I'm
I
sure that
will.
whatever is on the shipping thing, I can't remember what everybody brings in, but he brings in very mundane things, very, or she probably wouldn't use mundane, very common things, like pottery and stuff.
My dear
But you
lady,
can tell
please.
she was very nervous just at the question.
If you know what is in those boxes, it would aid us greatly. And
It would be very memorable what was in those boxes.
boxes, yes, and we would vouch that you were magically manipulated into following his schemes. You would not be blamed.
If my boss finds out that the records aren't right, I will lose my job. Look,
He will find.
Mom and Dad
He will.
died like
Any
3
error
years
is not.
ago,
Any
and
error is
I've
not
got
your
4
fault.
siblings to
If
take
it
care
help,
of.
Madam, if it helps at all, your employer was also manipulated magically. We have evidence of this, and I've been able to demonstrate this to him. So he's aware that the man we're dealing with has supernatural means to alter people's memories and affect their personalities and their actions.
You actually see what kind of looks like the start of tears, and she's kind of crestfallen. So he doesn't care for me at all.
I don't think the man cares for anyone.
Other than himself.
I will put a reassuring arm around him, Daddy. I have been on the receiving end of his charms myself, and was just as hopeful that he might like me as you were.
She basically her voice kind of quivers a little. I let him meet the kids.
He is
He is a very
He's
convincing
so
man.
nice.
a very convincing man.
I think while this conversation is going on, I'll take a look around with Astral Sight, just in case there's any lingering traces of magic haven't been used anywhere, especially on the children.
So let me see your astral, and then I will go back to the conversation.
Understood. I just thought I should make that clear.
And I have a question, Brad, because with astral, they should be able to get a sense that they're living people. So, i.e., the kids are in the apartment. But I don't know if astral will give you things like general age or things like that.
Not as such, no. You'd need something more specialized like Life Sight to really be able to determine
Okay.
age and specific characteristics.
Oh.
It's think of it more like if you're looking at infrared, you can see there's a blob there's a body there, but you
Right.
can't tell any detail.
That's what I thought, but I wanted to be sure so I didn't lead Chris astray. So yeah, Chris, you're definitely living beings in the apartment, and one of them has what you recognize as the signatures of Henry's messed with him or her. Technically, you wouldn't yet know it's a him.
Messed with him or her how?
Messed with their memory.
One of the children? Or her?
Him, her, the kids are in the apartment. You think they're asleep. I mean, that's what she's implied. I mean,
I
she's
think what
mentioned
Chris
having
is-
4 siblings. Yeah.
I
Sorry, what?
think what Chris
Go
is
ahead.
trying to ask is the residue and signs of the person being messed with. Is it Margaret or is it one of the kids?
It's one of the kids.
Yes,
Not
kids.
Margaret.
I scanned Margaret and didn't see anything.
Yep.
Well, I
It's
will
one of the
edge over to Nigel, and I will say, I will sort of lean in and inquire, see if one of the children's had their memories messed with.
Want to speak with them, but well,
And you can do, sense motive isn't the right one. Empathic. You can do empathic if you want to see if you believe Margaret. On face
Yep.
value, it doesn't seem like she's lying to you.
No.
But you're welcome to do empathic if you want.
Morgana has entirely almost fallen for her charms previous to this, so she.
And I mean, most of that's very true. There are very few men who would take on a woman who's raising her 4 siblings. But it probably also explains why some of the stuff is been messed with. I don't think it takes a great jump to figure out why that might be now.
Empathic sense, 35.
35. 3 and a 5.
3 and a 5.
What is with your guys' dice today? Yeah, she's
It's
not
the
lying.
ends.
You're not sure, like emotionally, there is literally kind of almost a depression sense. And I'm just gonna give, she doesn't have a lot of offers for serious relationships. She's a fairly plain young lady. She's taking care of 4 kids. She works crazy hours to try to keep a roof over her and food. And you're not sure which is worse, her fear that she's about to lose her job or the fact that, and it's a very weird thing. Like, it's not that she regrets taking on the responsibility of her siblings, but at the same time, it's cut off in her mind the chances of her possible happiness. And this is just yet again one more knife in the wound.
Morgana will be as reassuring as she can. If she spots Nigel and Weymont speaking, she may glance over with a sort of quizzical.
yeah, I'll give
What are you?
Yeah, I was gonna wait until an appropriate moment while you're
Yep.
comforting her and just.
And she'll be comforting her and assuring her that we're trying to help her not make a terrible mistake.
And yeah, I'll just quietly mouth one of the children.
Margaret.
Yeah.
Number 4? Yep. All right. I had to
at
take off my glasses. I couldn't see.
At 21 of the diplomas to deliver this one.
I'm good, thank you. Have a good day. You too. Thank you.
One of my friends, well, two of my associates are skilled with the arts of magic. They believe that Henry may have used it on one of the children. May we have a look at them to see if we can help them with it?
She
This
looks
is the sort of man he is. This is the sort of man he is.
She
It
looks
took him
horrified.
leveling a gun at me for me to realize otherwise.
Okay, that she looks even more horrified. Try not to wake the baby.
Of course.
And
May
she
we come
lets
inside?
you guys in.
Yeah. And then I will go back, find you, get her to sit down on a chair or whatever, passes to a chair or a sofa with me, and continue trying to comfort and work information out of her.
Because I don't know that
Anything
the the written feed shows up on the stream.
Yeah.
Morgana is going to get some charity for Margaret, help Margaret out. And she might be predictable, but she's a good soul. And she's a good predictable. The apartment is fairly bare bones. Everything's pretty used, but it's clean. I mean, there are kids' toys. Well, okay, they're kids. They're things that they mess with, drawings, things like that, kind of all over the place. But as a general whole, the dishes are done. Things are picked up, put away in piles and stuff like that. You can see where the baby is out here, and there's a kid sleeping on the couch, and there's a bedroom. I think there's 2 bedrooms, and she'll basically whisper that the older 2 are in the other bedroom. So she has a bedroom, the older 2 have a bedroom, and then the 2 younger ones sleep out here.
Encourage everyone
Nigel,
else to have a quick.
It's one of the 2 older ones, because it's not the 2 little ones out in the living room.
Well, I've still got Astral Seance, so I'll go and take a look.
Yeah, so you can she'll open the door, let you peek in. There's a little, I say little boy. He's probably in that 10 to 12 range. I don't want to say he's scrawny, but even for his age, he's on the smaller side.
Okay.
I mean, the kids seem to all be fed well enough and clean, as clean as this period, But he does seem to be a smaller for his age.
So just to be clear, she's making more than a standard clerk's wage because she's taking bits on the side. She is literally just using it to look after herself and her siblings.
You'd have to make some sort of financial roll. Like August would be very good for that.
Just judging by the state of the house and that sort of thing.
Right. I mean,
and she's not in a gin shop, so that's going to be a good sign.
If anybody putting the pieces together would basically come up with that, like she's not living high off the anything. She's trying to feed and clothe 4 kids.
Yes, I popped in the chat a question that Morgana will be asking August later when we're not in the middle of this, which is she a good bookkeeper? Other than the dubious stuff she's doing, which is almost certainly just to get enough income to actually support herself and her family. Because if that's the case, if she's actually good at the job, she can,
I like
better circumstances can be found.
So, but I have a question. Get the cowboy and his friends to visit Margaret, or
yeah, get them to visit. Get some good role models. Get some. The cowboy probably has some other single cowboy friends.
All right.
Matchmake a river.
Margaret's going to want to know if you need to wake the kid up. It's her brother Jack. He's the oldest, other than her.
Well, Weymont, you've got the sight on it. Is it just memory manipulation? What can you tell?
Well, I'm looking. Is there something? Is it dispellable, or is it something that has been just done and permanently changed?
It's been done, and you know that Nigel's talked about trying to figure out how to undo it, and he's been thinking on it, but currently has not figured out how to undo it. But it seems to be some sort of memory manipulation. You've seen it before.
It's memory manipulation, similar to what we've seen before. You haven't had any progress in figuring out how to undo it, have you?
Not yet. Well, we just encountered it with the Harbor Master, so similar to what was done there then. Waking him might be helpful if we can determine what was
where
changed.
The gaps in his yes, where the gaps in his memory were.
Curious why he would change the memory and only memory of one of the children.
Did he talk to your brother at any point privately?
Yeah. The baby was colicky, and he had a shipment coming. Oh my gosh, he did it because he had a shipment coming in. He offered to take the older kids out to help me. I thought he was helping me because he cared. He did it because he had a shipment coming in. I thought he was so nice. He took time, even though he had a shipment coming in, to help with the kids. Oh.
So your brother hasn't. Did your brother go with him out to the warehouse, for example, or?
I thought he took them out to the pub to eat. I guess I don't know. I mean, he said that they went to the pub to eat.
Well,
Who did he take? Which of the children? Your brother and the other two, who other than the
Jack
baby?
and Sarah, just the two older two.
well,
I mean,
Glance up. And there's no effect on Sarah.
no,
There-
not that I can see.
Did Jahak perhaps run an errand for him? Do you think that's possible?
I think.
I mean, Jack's usually a pretty helpful lad, so it's possible. But he didn't mention any. Matter of
London
fact,
runs on useful young, or unhelpful young boys running errands.
How long ago was this?
last, not this, but the last time he was in, about 2 weeks ago or so.
Have you noticed any marks at all on Jack at all?
No.
I'm
You think
betting
he
that
hit
this is.
my brother?
I don't think he hit him,
No,
but I do think.
We found signs that the crates contain some sort of animals and claw marks on the inside.
Speaking of which, you arranged all those crates. So, do you know what was in them?
Gregory said it was nothing. It was some stuff that he was importing from other countries and didn't want a lot of questions and didn't want to pay the tariffs on. I never even checked. He has his own men who load and unload.
You didn't even check what was in them? It could have been anything.
He said it. I should have. I'm
He
so
probably told you didn't need to.
Yeah.
You've been.
I knew it was probably something that, but I didn't think it was anything. He said it wasn't dangerous. Oh my God. I'm
He is
so
a terrible
stupid.
and you're not. You're far from it.
It's magical coercion.
But he is a very, very dangerous and unpleasant man who uses every tool at his disposal to make people do what he wants.
Magic theory, Nigel and Weymont.
And I don't care if that's not true. It's Morgana's going with the line.
We're a bit over time. Are you guys okay with that? Because I know we started a little late.
Yeah, I'm fine for a bit. Not too long though.
Magical theory.
Well, you'll be happy with my D8 there. It only rolled a 2. I got 7 total.
On the other hand, with my 2d10, waha.
Bad ones today.
I got 23.
Nice. On the 23, whereas the memory stuff seems to leave something because it's still affecting the memory.
Sure.
Some of the charm stuff might not leave the same impression, but could still be magical.
It's possible he just magically coerced you into doing it, like my friend was saying. That wouldn't leave any kind of residue.
He said,
not that we'd be able to see this
and-
far along anyway.
and at this point, it's very possible he did in the beginning, and then after that, it was a pattern for her. But the way that she's stumbling over the why she would have not at least checked it, you believe there's good grounds to believe that some sort of possibly charm or something like that was used, because she seems to be struggling with the why she would have done that. He said it was fine. I don't know why I didn't check it. So, and with the 23, you're aware that that could be.
Yes, that's possible. The problem with these memory spells is that there just isn't really any way to undo it. There's nothing to undo. The memory's just been erased.
Or manipulated.
Indeed.
If it's an
So-
active effect, we can dispel it.
So, do you want her to wake Jack up?
Well,
I think we should talk to the boy. I also think we should talk to his sister, since she hasn't had her memory manipulated, so it's possible she might have seen
You want
something.
okay. So she'll wake up Jack and Sarah. But she kind of wants to take it in the hall because
understandable.
Sarah she doesn't want to wake the baby.
Okay, now here
They
is what I think
are
you should...
sleepy, so they're a little groggy at first, and then they're a little confused.
Now,
But-
here is what I think we should possibly do.
Okay.
I think, right, that we should take them... Well, we should talk to them both separately, ask them the same questions, and see if there are any oddities. Right?
The common hall is fairly big. You could take one over there and keep it entertained while you question the other one and switch. And they would, if you're being quiet to quote, not wake the baby, there's a good chance that they wouldn't hear what the other one said.
Right. Let's do that then. That makes sense to everybody?
That's what I would think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I don't think taking her siblings out of sight to talk to them is something that Margaret is in an emotional state to deal with just yet.
Yeah, we can switch around. It's just that
Yeah.
we need to get an unbiased story from both of them to see where the differences are.
Okay. So who do you want to question first, and what's the questions?
That is an excellent question.
So
Right.
that's why I asked about how much time, because we could kind of pause here, or we could finish with the kids and Margaret and pause. So
I'd say let's finish the scene.
Okay.
So we
Just to check.
because otherwise we're gonna forget everything.
She used the phrase, the name Gregory
yes.
for Henry. Does she have a surname? Does she know a surname?
Yeah, 1 second. You guys think of a
I-
question and I'll get the surname up.
I would say in general, let's start asking the sister. We'll say, just ask her in general. Do you remember the day Gregory, Mr. Whatever, it took you, took care of you while your while your sister was busy. What happened? Where did you go? Just get some general information. Let's see what she remembers, because her memory is the one that's not in question right now, and then we can use from there to ask Jack to see what he remembers.
I agree.
Gibson. Gregory Gibson.
Good old GG.
Yeah.
All right. She remembers he took them to the pub. He let them have he even let them have sweets. They went to the docks for a little bit because the baby and Maggie was really tired. So he was being nice and took him for a walk after they ate. Yeah. She remembers the sweets well. Apparently, they don't get a ton of those. And when they go out, they don't necessarily get to buy, dessert. So she remembers that very well. He bought her a doll. She thinks he's great.
And did he go off with your brother at any point, or were you separated from your brother at any point?
Well, for a little bit, Jack didn't like him. And so he took him to go see the boat, but I got ice cream, even though I had dessert after dinner. And so I was waiting with the guy who went back to sleep. But he took Jack to see the boats. And then Jack likes him now, so it's good.
Is he? So why didn't Jack like him the first time?
She kind of shrugs. He just said he didn't like him.
And then he went away and came back, and suddenly he did.
Well, because he got to see the boats, I figure, right? And he bought us dinner, and he got me a doll, and he bought Jack these things, and you can build stuff with.
Was that before or after they went to the boat?
Well, I mean, we had dinner before, and the toys we got after the boat.
Okay.
That was the last, like, after we got back.
So how long were they gone? Do you know? Was it a long time or just a little bit?
Well, I finished my ice cream. Is that a long time?
Probably not so long.
It was good. I've only had ice cream like once before. Mag says it's expensive and we can't afford that all the time. Just so you know, she thinks shoes are more important, but I'm not so sure. I think I'd rather have ice cream than new shoes.
Well, shoes certainly aren't as
I
tasty.
think I agree with you.
She smiles really big at you. And you can see where, like a couple of the teeth are missing because she's getting her adult ones in, and, she's probably 7-ish, 8 maybe.
Well, it's been lovely talking to you. You will let me know if there's anything else you remember about that day, won't you?
Okay. Will you get me ice cream? I won't tell Mags. Yes. I have met enough little kids that would honestly tell you ice cream was more important than new shoes.
I mean, River would agree. Shoes aren't necessary.
Well, depends on the neighborhood you live in.
Apparently,
Weymont,
Mags.
shoes are just a thing. They're just a way of life. You just have shoes. You don't always have ice cream.
Well, as I said, shoes aren't as tasty.
All right. So generally, same questions to Jack.
Pretty much exactly the same. Although I'm probably gonna put a little bit more emphasis on that whole trip to the boat.
Yeah. So generally,
don't press him too hard because it can be painful going up against the memory, and we don't want to disturb the boy.
So his general first part is Mags was really tired because the baby was up all night, and so they went to the pub. He did let them have sweets. Yeah, they went to the docks. And this is where he starts having some issues. Like he doesn't. We saw the boats. If you try to ask him what boats, he doesn't seem to remember.
So,
And
what
he
did
gets
you?
kind of frustrated and that pinchy face when it starts to have like a headache.
What did you think of Gregory then?
Before, I didn't like. I didn't, and now it's even worse than the boat stuff. Like you can tell that it's his head hurts. I didn't like him. I don't, but I like him. I like him. I like Gregory. I like Gregory a lot. Gregory's really nice.
Is he?
And I'm not even going to make you look for it because little kids, even at this age, there's a fear in his eyes. Like, somebody do sense, empathic sense.
Empathic sense.
Yep.
I didn't have it. Not very high. It's new. But rolling it would be good to get this, to get a little slash in it.
The chances are Morgana's sort of watching this at a distance, keeping Margaret company so she can watch what the question is going on. Am I okay to make an empathic sense as well? I'm not going to have to hear what's being said, but to get a sense of the emotions. Only a 7, so.
I got an 8. An 8.
August got a 20. So August, there's a fear, but the fear seems to be tied to a confusion. As in the why am I saying this thing? Why? What? Why? But now I like him. Almost compulsory to say I like him. And when he tries to talk about why he didn't like him before, it gets very hard for the boy.
Weymont will change tack. Your sister said he got you a present.
Yeah. He bought some blocks, but those are for little kids, and I'm not a little kid. And quite frankly, if he, it's like he's trying to fight with his own brain. Then he finally gets out something along the lines of, I'm better at people knowing who. Mags is too trusting. And he like rushes that last bit out, and then you can see that pinched look of like a headache pain.
Too trusting? What makes you say that?
Guys will tell her that she's pretty, and she just is dumb. They just say stuff like that because they want something. And now he actually grabs his head.
Yes,
And he looks a little pale.
Are you all right?
My head hurts really bad. I don't, maybe Mags is right and I do need more sleep. She says I stay up too late.
Did he ask you to do anything that you didn't want to do? Perhaps.
I don't know. I don't think so. He didn't like that I didn't like him.
People like that generally don't, but I think you probably ought to go back to sleep. Thank you.
I did try to tell Max. And he's looking a little pale when he says that, like even like more green. I did try to tell Mags, and he turns a little green, but he starts heading back into the apartment. Maggie takes one look at him when he gets closer and basically hugs him and, kisses his head and ushers him off to bed. And
I'll offer. I have some. Since his head's hurting a little bit, I have some aspirin. Just appropriate child dose. If she wants to give that to him.
It won't hurt him, right?
No, it's pure. Nothing magical. It's pure mundane aspirin.
It's just aspirin.
It's
Okay.
yeah. You
And
can see
she
the bottle.
yeah. So she gets some water and she, and she looks tired and older than she is and exhausted and miserable and concerned, and Max is having a rough night. Poor Margaret.
Quite understandable.
And she kind of just looks at you guys. If you have more questions, can we do this a different day? Tomorrow? I think I just want to keep an eye on the kids tonight.
No, I understand. I have some things I need to research
Yeah.
anyway.
Morgana, would you like to give her a calling card for the office that she can come to us if
Yes.
there's additional problems with Henry?
Yes.
When you see him, call.
Yes.
And
I
First,
don't have
keep
a
yourself and
phone.
the kids safe, and then
She just looks at
send
you
a
and says,
runner.
I don't have a phone.
there's a phone at the docks or nearby.
Yeah,
Should there be?
there's one at the office. Yeah. Yeah, no, there's one at the office.
I will hand her a card. I'll in fact hand her 2 cards. She'll get the card for the office and the card for my
Your personal
house.
card.
My personal card on a get there. There will be a couple of notes of money between the two.
Right. I have a
She did
plan.
try to give you back the money, thinking you accidentally had it in your pocket or something.
No, it's for you. You've been very helpful, and you and your siblings deserve it.
Yes, I agree.
If nothing else, keep it for an emergency in case you need to get away from the situation.
And for the love of God, don't have anything more to do with that man if he comes round again.
Would he hurt the kids?
I think it'd be best if you just didn't let him in.
I honestly believe he would hurt anyone he needed to, and I'm sorry to say that.
And you can see tears. And she kind of finishes ushering you guys out and closes the door.
I would say he very much has goals, and he would hurt anyone he needs to achieve his goals. So best is just avoid him, avoid getting in his way, and call if he shows up.
And let us know. Let us know
Right.
if you see him.
Now,
She
Nigel.
promises. And you guys were gonna she promises, but I don't want to say she's broken, but one hell of a setback for her. How about that? And
Yeah.
closes the door.
I have a plan. Nigel,
Dun dun dun.
you and I are going to go shopping.
What are we looking for?
I will hand Weymont a card. Just send the bill to there.
We, Nigel, are going to buy a grimoire.
Any type in particular?
There is a spell, and I am not sure of the particulars of this spell, but there is a spell that allows one to read a person's memories.
I think this would be more in your line of expertise than mine.
Well, yes, but let's stop denying it. You're a mage.
I am.
If you want to build
Hold
a
on one
fancy
second,
helmet to do
baby.
it, you can, but at least you need to know the specifics. So, I think that that particular spell would be useful for our situation. Let's go and get it.
Certainly not opposed.
And if it costs more money than you have available, just, as I say, send the bill to me. I'll make sure it's covered.
But yeah, this is going to be more your context than mine.
So may I ask a player question for a moment?
Sure.
So we are or are not playing in 2 weeks?
I think right now the plan is yes, unless Brad also has to. Unless you guys feel very strongly that we would need August and Morgana. And you might, because you are doing a lot of,
Social
you guys
stuff.
always do a lot of investigation and social stuff. So I think I'm going to leave that to you guys on that decision.
Hey,
Well,
listen, we can investigate things. We're not dumb.
I know, but if Brad is also out, then that's like half of the party, and I'd rather we wait. So we could always just wait until we're closer to time and find out if Brad is also out.
Sure.
Okay, so
But just
we have-
remember, we're not dumb. We're not dumb like everyone says. We're smart.
You are actually very smart.
No,
But
no.
with half the party gone, I, the GM, would prefer we wait.
I completely understand. So we have a pencil in for 2 weeks, and a couple days before, when we know, we'll pull the trigger one way or the other for 2 weeks
Yes.
before we're on. And then
Yes.
the agenda when we get back together is basically follow up on leads for whatever the heck is in the cages and where he's taking them and what he plans to do with them. Mwahaha, because he's a villain.
He
He is
the
a villain.
He is a villain. And just to be clear, Morgana has every faith in Weymont, but I will say that if I think if there was an investigation with Mac and River taking the lead, the question would be you're investigating, then why is everything on fire?
Yeah, exactly.
It would be
OMG.
more on fire.
I didn't
hey
set
now.
anything on fire.
No, Weymont wouldn't.
I would like to say that
We-
one other plot element that's sort of teasing me a little bit, which is the rumors in the area are that we're having dismembered bodies and we've got unknown animals being used or trained for something. And I think that those two things might go together.
They could, but this is London. Dismembered bodies are just, it's a Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know how
Actually,
the
in
bodies
this
were
time
dismembered. That's
period-
the problem.
I hate to be this way, but in this time period, they are somewhat correct that was not unheard of in the least. Which is a little scary, but it could also be connected. I will not tell you
Yeah.
one way or the other. I'm just saying that technically, no, it happened a lot more than you would think.
Well, I'm just going to picture in my head a dinosaur with a leg sticking out of its mouth and say, "Is it Tuesday?" and then call that a scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
The fact that all the bad areas of London are at the East End, which means the river is taking them away from the city, is no coincidence.
So I'm going to, unless you guys have anything else, I'm going to say that this is where we are.
That seems
And
reasonable.
APs?
800 plus your 100. Don't forget your 100.
I already put that one in. Look, I don't even do it for any points. I will always make the painful pun.
It's just,
But I like
the
them.
thing.
And also,
All right,
I
well,
was just
thank you,
quickly
guys.
checking it. It looks like we are fully booked on the 1879 game for Gen Con.
Yeah. They disappeared really quick. Last time I
Awesome.
looked, there was like 3 tickets left.
That's great.
And all the Earthdorf ones are full as well.
I think this is the first year we've had a full 100% across the board full book.
Man, they just loved my games last year. That's what it was.
Yeah, you were that good.
That's
They
probably
very
it.
much might have.
It's that's good news. I like hearing that. All right. I think I will let all of you run away
Yep.
I would
Thank you.
say very good investigation, very good questions. You guys did a great job.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Andy.
All right, and we will sign off
Thank
from
you,
the
Andy.
stream. So thank you everybody for watching, and we will see you in the next one.